I'm Mega Sean. Join me for the first
Conquer Cancer. We're supporting this campaign by hosting
myself my name. Forgot about all you tried to change. Familiar was the sound of your voice as I continue to walk on by. It has been a year and now I'm living on the line. It has been a year and now I'm thinking what's mine, that I'm better off right here without you. That I'm better
It's been a roller coaster, but you stayed. And now I'm taking over for the day. 'Cause I can be what you wanna be. And I can feel, but you love me. Take me to a place I'm calling for. Open up the doors I'm knocking on. I'm losing control. Be the one to leave my fantasy. Show you, baby, your hands all over me. No, I'll never let go. 'Cause now I'm falling for love. Now I'm falling for love. Now I'm falling for you. 'Cause now I'm falling for love. Now I'm falling for love. Now I'm falling for you. And I'm losing my mind for the days. 'Cause you and I will never fade. And I could be what you wanna be. And I can feel, but you love me. Take me to a place I'm calling for. Open up the doors I'm knocking on. No, I'm losing control. Be the one to leave my fantasy. Show you, crave your hands all over me. No, I'll never let go. 'Cause now I'm falling for love. 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 Now I'm falling for
You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now. You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. 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 You cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Trailer that I'm gonna do. Oh my goodness.
Cashed in on my promises. You know I'm too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. 'Cause I'm done cleaning up your mess. Found myself in my regrets. I've become a little stronger now. A little stronger now.
Isolated eyes, a messy mind. Think I need to help you. I'm gonna try. Cute as hell, baby. Hotter than flames. Wanna burn together in a million ways. Now let me take the lead. Know you wanna play with me. Got secrets you might wanna see. You might wanna see. You might wanna. I know I'm not gonna regret this. Wanna get reckless, put you to the test. Yeah, I know I'm not gonna regret this. I wanna get reckless. I wanna get reckless. I wanna get reckless. I wanna get reckless. Couldn't keep your poker face before you kept me waiting when I wanted to race. Sweet as hell, baby, you're a sugar rush. I knew you were given temptation, was craving. You love it, you hate it. Now let me take the lead. Know you wanna play with me. Got secrets you might wanna see. You might wanna see. You might wanna. Lock the doors, zip it off. Kiss my neck, but you want more. Scream your name deep in the night.
I've got the signal that we're ready, but I'm not sure we're ready.
Fair enough.
Oh, I see us live.
Go. Yes. It's a little bit of a mess. I'm trying.
It's all right. As you can tell, there's a few changes to the names. V is now taking the role of Maddie, and Maddie is now taking the role of V. As we are, as I mentioned, I think last week or so, that we are sharing co-hosting duties between Maddie and V, so give Maddie a break and give V a chance to excel and shine.
I'm already messing up.
It's all right.
You can do it. I believe in you.
V, you
They
need
can
to
hear us.
resize the Zoom application.
They can hear us, and they can
So that
and they
it's
can
follow.
start to sort of see us. So that's what matters. Hi everyone, welcome to Dire Bear Adventuring Company. I am your DM, Heath, aka Captain Sack, aka the Dire Bear GM. Eventually, I'm just gonna have a pseudonym, and it's gonna be like Share, but not Share because it's used. Anyways, welcome to
Okay.
Foundations of Adelar, even though it says in our thing, because I didn't get a chance to edit it, Binary Heroes, and that is not the case. Somebody should fix that. We should act like we're professionals and have our shit together, huh? But anyways, we're here to have fun anyways.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
All right, so once more, I would like to welcome everyone to Dire Bear Adventuring Company's Foundations of Adelar. Our players tonight, as you can see them arranged, and this is in no particular order because our broadcasting is different from what I'm seeing on the screen. So we have V, who is playing as Grimly. We have Maddie, who will be playing as Callista. Eric, who is playing as Zine. Chief, who will be playing as Arneth. And Steve, who will be joining us once more as Gillet. And when we last left off, the party had found their way back to Adelar after dealing with some very heavy moral choices. There were some tense moments at the party, but eventually found their way to being on the same side, or at least allied together, as opposed to being opposed to one another. They made their way to the nearest settlement that they actually knew of, being led by Arneth's uncanny sense to never get lost. They found their way to Adelar, which once more, for the third time now, seems to be in dire need of assistance. The mayor, Barden Wainwright, appears worn out, sapped of his strength and energy. The people seem to have their farmland seems to be rotting underneath them. Half the town or more has already fled to greener pastures as far north as Reed Song or even possibly Lanceport or Silverhaven. But Barden this is his home. This is his town. And as the mayor, he has decided not to leave, but instead to stick it out until they can find some sort of help. But who should come along but our misanthropes, heroes. So
Heroic murder hobos.
I don't know. You guys really haven't been doing the whole. You haven't been just killing everything that you find outright on first shot. Otherwise, V would be playing a completely different character.
What did I do to the first batch of things that Zine ran into?
Well, that's because you were helping the party out. That's a different story.
Yeah, but then the next thing.
I mean, you didn't eat the baby, so.
I'd be crying if you ate
Welcome
the
to
baby.
Dire Bear. Who didn't eat the baby? Common phrases like that can often be heard on Mondays, along with a whispered, "It has a plus 14 to hit." All right.
Oh dear.
Mm-hmm. So, with that being said, everybody stayed the night at the end. Rested. I wouldn't say it was restful, but you rested. And now you're setting about your day. Now, I know that our intrepid druid wanted to investigate something.
Yes.
Okay.
He was going to go to the farmlands.
Easy enough to do. To the east of this town is a bit of farmland, and then it grows into hills, and then eventually into the bottom edge of the Horseshoe Mountains. To the west, it goes into more farmland, and eventually into a small, it's not really a dense forest, but it's a forest land. To the south is more farmland, softer rolling hills that eventually lead down to the waterfront and another town, part of the south. So tell me, compass rose wise, which way you would like to go.
He would like to go towards the blighted crops that the mayor had pointed out in the meeting.
Pretty much all of them.
Pretty much all of them.
So tell me.
Okay, he's gonna go to the centermost. portion,
Okay,
where
so
all
it'd
that would
probably be the more blighted, let's say. Would probably be
Arneth is going with him.
to the east then. Okay.
Mhm.
So you and Arneth are setting out. Anybody else would like to go eastwards? No? Okay.
Sure.
I'm heading north.
You're heading north. That's right.
I was
You were
heading
going
north.
to check out the
That's right.
caravan.
Yeah.
All right. And I assume who is heading north with you?
I was on my own.
Okay.
Everybody else had kind of wandered off to do their own thing, and I was on my own because I was walking through the town to see if I could spot anything magical because I had used like I think a 4th level spell slot for detect magic to increase the range.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember that.
That is correct.
Which for all of you out there, that's not actually how detect magic works.
It's not at all, but it's fun.
But the DM one-sided die of because I say so.
And because it's fun. It doesn't hurt anything. So, hey, why
Yeah.
not? All right. As you are traveling north, then, we will resolve that. That one will be the easiest one to deal with.
Okay.
Traveling north, you find the encampment that was used. It's not very much further north, a few hours outside of town. As you arrive, you can see that it is recently disturbed. A campfire was built, tossed, and then duffed out so that it wouldn't ignite any further. Doesn't seem to be anything else of note as far as that is concerned.
Okay. By this point, I'm assuming detect magic has worn off.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I am going to sit in the center of whatever was this camp, and I'm going to cast detect magic again.
Okay. Sitting in the center of the camp, you cast detect magic and kind of will yourself outward reaching. Doesn't seem to be anything of magic.
Okay. I'm gonna look around just to see if I can't see anything that might be shrine-like. I'm not thinking there's going to be, but I'm just going to double check anyway.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
I will. I'm also going to do that.
Okay.
You said investigation?
Yes, please.
Got it.
No shrines. It seems that the caravan moved in, set up camp for the night, stayed here. Some of the grass is trampled where they were clearly sitting out and enjoying their evening. But yeah, nothing untoward seems to be there.
Okay. Well, then I am going to head back to the town to see if I could find the rest of the party.
Okay. Party.
Yep.
You make your way eastward to where most of the concentration, or the heaviest concentration, of damage is done. As you arrive, you see farmhouses. And once more, to explain to those who are new to this whole thing, the way that the farmhouses work, their lands are owned out in different directions, but the houses sit together. When I say sit together, they're 100 yards or so away. But the reason that they keep the farmhouses like this is my land here, my farmhouse will be here in this corner. Their farmland's here, it's in this corner. Their farmland's here, it's in this corner. Farmland there, it's in this corner. So the 4 houses are together. And the reason that they do this is for safety in numbers to help out if they need be. If something should happen, they can kind of fall together to help each other. It's a good tactic. It works well for them for years. The farmlands themselves, as you walk by, the grass is dried husks. A simple touch sends it to dust or crumbling in your hands easily. Wheat and barley, rye, all fall away to dust. Broken stalks, dead and grayed ground. The earth seems so parched that it's cracked in places, leaving giant fissures that run in all directions, as though someone hit the ground with a mighty hammer, causing it to splinter. It's thin little fissures. It's like dried ground.
Yeah.
The ground crunches under your feet from being so dry. And again, like I said, any of the crops that you can see are just blighted and dead. A nauseous, decaying smell kind of just wafts in the air in general. The smell of rotting vegetation. It's just kind of everywhere. The farmhouses sit together, and you can see that they are probably once proud homes. They are now falling into disrepair, and it seems as though they fell into disrepair rather swiftly. That this wasn't just time and the ravages of time. This seems like something preternatural has happened to cause this level of decay. And what would you like to do, party?
So all the plants are just flat out dead.
All the plants in this area are flat out dead.
Okay. Makes me wonder if plant growth would do anything for that.
Don't know. Something you could try.
See if I. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to burn 1/3 level spell. Use plant growth as the one action variant. Just he's going to pick a point 105 feet away. So we're not caught up in it. And does that do anything for these plants?
You watch as vibrancy springs to life in those plants. And they all start to grow. And as they do, you watch as soon as they reach their peak and their vibrant green once more, it's almost as though something at the edges is pushing your spell back, and you can watch as decay slowly starts to take hold. Battling against the magic, there's this weird fluctuation of decay and growth.
Okay. While this is happening, I'm going to spend 3 charges of my Speak with Plants from my staff and talk to the plants at the center of the spell, because I think I'll be able to speak with them the longest before they get affected.
Okay.
And he's going to try to ask them what's going on.
All right. Your mind reaches out and you speak to the plants. The very first thing you're met with is a cacophony. Sorry. Thank you. A cacophony of screams and pain. It is not so much a noise as it is an overwhelming feeling of being drugged down, of being trampled, of being hurled into fire, to being reaped with a scythe. It causes you an immense pain. Not so much that you double over. Your mind reaches out for something more. What is going on here? Trying to find some explanation. And something in the back of your head. It's calm, but commanding. And all it says in a rumbling voice, "Welcome. I need you to give me Let me check my notes real quick. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Okay.
Okay. As you watch the rumbling sound, this feeling in the back of your mind just kind of and then everything abates. Your spell immediately stops. I need you to go to your character sheet, please.
Uh-huh.
Something shoots through your brain and your mind. Your wisdom and your intelligence are immediately reduced to a 5.
Okay.
Your melee damage is halved.
Oof.
And you currently have a -4 to ability checks and saving throws, as whatever cursed this land has now grabbed a hold of you as well.
Oh no.
That's rough, buddy.
It is.
Chief laughing. That's rough, buddy.
Especially since he's all lizard brain looking at you like...
Just like tongue to eye.
He seems to be
starts
drooling more than
vibrating.
usual. Is this normal?
Okay.
Oh no, he's
Dog.
got the worms again.
No.
Dragging his ass across the forest floor.
Arnath is just gonna be like, "Are you okay?
At a 5.
What just happened?"
I know that Gillet would have tried to at least reach out and grab a crop before the spell ended, like maybe just a single sugar snap pea or something.
One of the
Just to,
fresh crops.
yeah, one of the ones that was fresh before it got reversed again, just to see
As
if
you
maybe
pull it from the
catching
spell,
the-
sure. As you grab a bit of the fresh growth,
Mhm.
all of a sudden you watch as you leave the area of effect of the spell, it crumbles to dust in your hand. You look over at the druid, who is now... Give me a perception check.
All right,
Arnath
that's
would
about
like...
average.
Arnath would like the same from you, please.
Oh yeah.
Perception, please.
Jesus.
Do we need to?
That's also about average.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Gillet, he seems like he's a lizard folk still. Arnath, you look at him and you can see that there is something different. He's a lizard. But he had cunning. He had this intelligence that was far advanced beyond any just plain lizard folk. He seemed to have a wherewithal that others didn't.
Now
That is
he,
gone.
now he
Now
looks like a bug-eyed chihuahua.
not quite.
I was gonna go more with the pun that his intelligence got scaled back. No, nothing. All
Sorry,
right.
the stream has to end for the night.
Good night, everyone. That's the joke. There it goes.
It took me a split second, and then I got it.
Can I give it back?
Sorry. Let's move on.
I'm calm.
Are you going to mention this to anyone else?
I don't know how I would say that. Like,
You
Gillet,
know
he
it's
looks
dumb.
stupid.
Harsh, bro.
Shh.
Damn, that's mean. You didn't have to say it like that. No.
I mean,
he
you could
looks
just do
dumb.
like a.
He doesn't seem to react in any way. Just looking at the sound.
I guess lesser restoration wouldn't be able to do anything.
Remind me never to speak with plants.
You don't know. You don't know if it will or not. You just have to try it.
I'll try it.
Okay. You cast your spell, and you know that you have quoted every word properly, but it seems to have no effect on him.
Maybe he just
oh
needs
well,
some
this is
sleep.
him now.
Whoa.
Quick, break out the second character.
We're already at this level. Jeez.
I'll like say like come here and motion for him to come over to see if he'll even listen.
You have the wherewithal to recognize them, so
Yeah.
if you would think he would be so inclined to do so.
He'll crawl over on all fours, like lick an eyeball.
Okay.
just sort of like kind of like
Like a Komodo dragon, where
Komodo
like the
dragon now.
front
Yeah.
feet are kind of turned in a little bit.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, Gillet.
Doesn't seem normal.
Give me a roll. Give me a percentage roll. Let's see if there's a leash in there.
Oh God.
I know exactly what's gonna happen if you put a leash on him, though.
No, you find a couple of belts and a sash, but no leash.
All right, fair enough.
I'm gonna like try to make him stand up so he's not just skittering around in the dirt. Like, come on, Zine, get up.
He sits down.
It's on his haunches, just.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
he's kind of cute now.
Grimly, where are you at?
Grimly's probably still like.
We're not adopting another one. Sorry, carry on.
Grimly's probably still actually by Arneth. He would have stayed by somebody because doesn't trust towns very much, probably.
Yeah.
Your lizard folk looks a little odd to you.
He's like now on my level, and I'm just like.
I just imagine that Grimly has like wrapped himself around Arneff's leg, like a kid does, and Arneff is walking around with Grimly on his leg.
I'll have to switch legs at some point, so one's not stronger than the other.
It's like one leg is just all thigh and like calves are bulged out. The other one looks normal.
These tracks are so bizarre. They're
Bro,
your
leg
track.
day.
Oh.
Bro, leg day is supposed to be like both legs. He's just on the fucking sled moving one at a time.
Oh my God, you guys.
We crazy.
Master.
You're crazy.
Mm-hmm. So, he seems to be affected by something.
Okay.
Did he mention that he was going to do speak with
You
plants?
saw him casting a spell.
Yeah, I saw the plant girl fly.
Is he okay?
You saw him cast the spell, and you also saw him like hold the staff out and mutter something. Take from there what you will.
I don't know if he's under the influence of like magic or something, like a magical effect. Do I?
You can try to give me an Arcana check.
What if a good smack on the head fixes everything?
I mean, we can try
There's
that.
one way to find out.
I'll put it to you this way: you know he's being affected by something.
But I don't know if it's. Well, why don't I just? I mean, fucking, what's the harm? Why don't I just try to spell magic on him?
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that, and I'll just, you know,
Alright.
zippity boppity.
No effect.
Hmm.
And we've already tried Greater Restoration, right?
No. You tried
No,
lesser
lesser.
restoration.
Greater.
You could try it.
Do we?
I mean, for all we know, he's got some sort of astral projection somewhere else, and this is just what he looks like when he's projecting.
You're showing us
Grimly,
true.
Let us know.
He's got rabies.
Grimly, how does the spell look in your mind? What does it look like to you? Like you just kind of touching his kneecap and going boop.
That's all I could reach. No.
Lick your hand, slap.
He's currently like sitting on his haunches.
Tilting his head to the side.
No, he'll just like he's probably just like a quick smack, to be honest.
Okay. You finish casting the spell, and you give it a quick spoop. Clarity comes over your mind. Your stats return to their normal.
Okay.
I'm helping.
Oh, good. He's normal again.
Your body is still racked with the effect of the curse that was laid upon you. Your melee damage is not halved, but you are currently suffering from 2 levels of exhaustion. It will take 2 long rests to completely wipe those out.
Okay.
Everything else returns to normal though. So the -4, well, it'd be -4. No, it'd be -2 because of the levels of exhaustion. But is it level?
I know it's disadvantage on all skill checks and
Hold on. I know it's
and
disadvantage.
attack rolls, I think.
I know it's disadvantage for 1 level of exhaustion. Let's see. I have to remind myself of these things. Exhaustion works different from everything else. There we go. Exhaustion. You have 2 levels, so disadvantage on ability checks, and your speed is halved.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. Yeah, don't hit 6. That's death. You just did. So there you go. Your speed is halved, and you have disadvantage on ability checks until you wipe out both levels of exhaustion.
If we find whatever did this, I am tearing its fucking throat out.
I think he's angry.
Okay.
I think he's angry.
Grimly backs up.
Yeah, he's very angry, actually.
He's less cute now.
Can we put him back the way he was? This is a more
Can he go back to
terrifying
being
version.
stupid?
Grimly, take back the spell, please.
He stands back up to his full height and just kind of glares at the fields.
So, what you find out?
As you stare at the fields, you're looking out, you hear that once again in your head. Don't worry. We'll meet again soon.
His response is just to go.
Give it the old double deuce. All right. What do you share with them, if anything?
All that.
Okay. He communicated with it. Something seemed to be attached to the ground. It put a curse on him.
Oh.
There you go.
Attached to the ground, so if we just dig into the ground, we'll find it, right?
Yes, Grimly, that's exactly how it works.
Yeah. Totally.
I'm helping.
You're doing great.
Part of me is tempted to do the other portion of plant growth and have whatever's in the ground try to fight the spell for a year.
Whoa. Do it. What could go wrong?
Because plant growth does say if I use it for 8 hours, then the everything within a half-mile radius of me becomes enriched for a year.
I mean, sweet.
So
I'll guard you. You tell me what's going on. I'll guard you.
See that does of course imply that in that 8 hours, whatever the fuck that thing was doesn't go, hey, give me your brain, knob.
That's fair.
So
Hand it over. Just grab it.
yeah, pretty much.
Hand it over.
Hand it over. I need a snack.
Yep. Who knows what's going to happen?
Well,
The DM.
yeah.
No kidding.
That little
I
smirk
wonder
on
who
his
would
face.
You crafty bastard.
He'll look back. Nah, never mind.
He'll look back and no, you know what? Never mind.
Nah,
I'm
we
sitting,
don't
I'm
look
sitting
at
here
that.
debating the pros and cons of this, considering you just smacked me over the head with a feeble mind for that.
Kinda.
Yeah.
Not a full-on feeble mind, but close.
Yeah. See, I recognize those spell effects. Yeah. So this is going to take more than just me to deal with.
I know how to cast Fist.
Hi, we're here.
Hi, it's his favorite spell.
Well, if we find whatever entity that is, I will be more than happy to throw you at it while you cast Fist.
That sounds like fun, actually.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum.
And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Nobody's given me bubblegum yet.
Well,
Look in the
look
bag.
around in Lucky's bag.
Oh, no.
I love you, Heath.
Oh.
Great minds, great minds.
What's in the bag?
What's in the bag? An old piece of gum
It's like,
with
yeah,
some hairs in it.
stuck to a piece of cardboard.
That sounds like something that might be in Grimly's bag. Maybe not Lucky's.
Oh, good grief.
Oh,
Lucky's bag makes it into Grimly's bag. Maybe that's the real secret.
The world implodes.
Lucky's bag just has bits and items in there, so you never know. It could have a fresh stick of gum.
Maybe.
The question is it in a foil wrapper? And if so, what?
Yeah.
I hate this word. Indistinguishable. There we go.
Indistinguishable.
All right. So, Maddie, Callista has made it back to town. The party is nowhere to be seen.
Yay, we're causing trouble.
I will assume, party members, that you are on your way back to town after the slightly harrowing incident there with the evil ground.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm not going to make the decision for you. You just tell me.
I mean, unless we have any other clues to go on, I think maybe taking a break might be a good idea.
Break? What's that? We should go to the tavern and ask people what's going on and if they've heard anything and rumors or something.
I was about to say, because Zine is immensely tired at the moment.
And also, yeah, I could use a little rest myself.
He's going to wild shape into his pygmy owl form.
Oh my.
As you go to wild shape,
you
know how to do this. It's just as easy as breathing. But for a split second, your form shimmers in between the two, and you have to concentrate a bit harder than what you normally would to maintain the form. It's as though something evil has taken place.
Yeah.
Something
But
evil.
he can take the form.
Evil. You have taken the form, but you realize that the concentration that you're exerting to keep this form is going to greatly reduce the amount of time that you can do that. It actually gives you a quarter of the amount of time you normally can.
So, hour and a half, give or take.
Yeah, give or take.
Pygmy owl immediately dives for Yenvir's hair and just sort of nests.
This is the
don't
thing.
Shit in there and we'll be fine.
Arnath is like glaring daggers.
The owl glares back at Arnath and one wing just goes like...
You were just
Don't you
were just
fucking-
looking for a beating. Catch these hands in a minute.
Or these feathers. Would that even hurt? Unless a feather gets stuck right in the eye, right? It'd just be like
Pygmy owl,
ruffling.
it's like,
Yeah.
like that tall.
I don't know. Just go get punched by an owl and like let us know how it goes.
Leaves.
Okay, be right back. Conducting research.
Good grief.
All right. So, heading back to town takes you a little bit of time, and again, you are concentrating on this thing. There are a couple of times where you feel you're slipping out of form, which would not be good to switch back design in the midst of Yenfir's hair. You finally make your way to town, plodding back through, and Callista is kind of moving about the town looking for something. Callista, you meet up with the rest of the party as you all come together in the center of town. I'm going to go off of the assumption that you share the information of what happened in the field.
I would, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So you learn that he tried to reach out to the plants, and in doing so, for his trouble, he immediately got smote in the brain. He was able to be returned, but some residual connection, I would say, seems to still be in play.
So, would having him resting around here be a bad thing?
More than likely, but I don't think we really have another choice. You're strong, but do you really want to carry 7 feet of lizard man?
Raw lizard man.
Especially raw lizard man that may or may not be unconscious when moving him.
Ooh.
Ugh, dead lizard weight.
Not that I don't doubt your strength, my dear. I really don't.
You wouldn't get any help from me either.
Damn.
I don't think
no love at all, huh?
That's cold.
There's an offended hooting from Yenfir's hair.
Don't be salty because he's up in the nest.
I pile my curls on top of him.
Just like tie him into your hair.
There's coming out.
Let's say that there's sort of like a ruffling. The hair kind of gets like moved around a bit, and he just like owl burritos himself in the hair.
There you go. Perfect.
Still glaring. Don't like it.
Callista's just gonna lean into Gillet and be like, was this the look Arneth was giving me with the potion? Was this what happened? What's going on?
Not quite, actually.
Is Yenfir a scaly? When did that happen?
Ooh.
I can just see Gilly going, first of all.
Okay. I have to go get the door. You're lucky. I have things to do.
She like walks into a building to get the door. There we go. Excuse me for a second.
All right.
But
Are
okay.
you gonna rest here in town?
My suggestion is not gonna be met with much appreciation from the townsfolk, but why don't we just burn the field? Cleanse it with fire.
Okay.
She's suggesting it to the party because they were the ones who saw the field. Like, she has no idea if this would even be something that would be effective because she wasn't there.
I don't think it would help.
I have control of water. I can
The
put out
root.
the fire. After.
I suppose, but it doesn't seem to be fighting the root cause.
Damn it, Steve.
God damn it, Steve.
I took a second. For
Damn
some.
it,
That's great.
I'm so tired.
Enough of you.
Might have also broken Eric just now.
Just a little bit, yeah.
This is great.
Especially considering his travel form at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
What did I miss? What happened?
Apparently,
Nothing
Yin
at
fears
all.
into
Steve
apparently
was
Yin
being
fears
Steve.
into Hooters.
I'm into Hooters. I mean,
Uh-huh.
you're not entirely wrong.
I mean, just look at Arnath.
Them titties, though.
Good grief.
Anyway,
We're
what?
crazy.
And now we've all broken Heath.
Yeah.
All right, this session is over.
It's not a D&D session when you don't break the DM.
Honestly.
I think, yes, I think it's best if we rest for the night and maybe discuss a plan to try and figure this out. Some people need to get clean.
Who's that?
We just look at each other.
Oh, everybody looks at
kinda-
Grimly.
She's also going to like pull off like this giant clump of dried mud and just like let it fall at Arnath's feet.
Oh,
Oh.
you.
I'll go in
Okay.
for a face pull. Just like peel it off.
Like that satisfying mud peel.
You go for the face, but like there's nothing left, so like she just directs you to the shoulder where there's just caked like layers of mud, and she's
Well,
like,
remember, you don't see layers of mud.
I look clean.
Zion,
back
you see the elf standing there pristine, but yet every time she pulls her hand away, there's like clumps of mud.
I don't see jack shit. All I see is a bunch of red hair.
But Grimly sees this.
Yeah, that's true. Grimly does see it.
I've already touched mud to your face on many occasions, so it's okay. I'm just like,
Stunning.
Yeah, he added. So
Let's see. I'm already aware of it because I've got like a 28 to perceive what the hell. But like I think I'm
yeah.
2 games back. But
I think I saw it too, and Grimly just doesn't
I
get
say,
it.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
aware
you
of the
guys
illusion.
perceived
I
it.
just can't see it right
You
now.
Grimly hasn't made the connection as to what the fuck's going
He
on.
really hasn't. I won't lie.
And neither of you have figured out exactly why she has this.
Zion doesn't care.
Have you not noticed
fair.
I'm a lizard?
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. but
I
I'm
guess
a
we're
lizard.
getting
That's why her name is Chameleon.
But yes, I need to get clean, and there are others in this party also need to get clean because they are covered in mud.
The owl
Question.
hoots
Am
affrontedly.
I covered in mud?
You were all tromping around in a swamp, and you have not taken a look. I
Yeah, but
apologize.
I'm like an elf though.
That's the whole reasoning.
You don't walk
So
on top of
it's
the mud.
very
like
colorful
Legolas.
mud.
That'd be
Wow.
great.
Because I'm like an elfio.
I'm an elf.
The mud looks like oil. You have this
Cap,
nice
I don't know
shiny
if you know
colors.
this about me, but I'm an elf.
I'm a fucking
So,
elf, okay?
fuck your mud.
Fuck your mud.
No, you do not have some secretly like
Mud repellent.
hydrophobic covering that just like water and mud just slough off of you.
Ah,
It doesn't work that way.
okay, well
Sorry.
now I'm upset, and now I definitely need a bath.
All right. We're going to go ahead and say that everybody takes an evening to clean themselves up. The water
what?
isn't.
Callista?
I know
Callista
where this is going.
manages to where is Grimly, by the way? She's still with Arnath.
Yes, he's been hiding behind Arnath's leg.
Okay. Callista is going to convince Grimly to come into the room and then close the door.
Mm.
Can I come?
Oh no, I'm assuming like the entire party is in here because
No.
we're gonna try and bathe the goblin.
No.
Oh, it's like bathing a dog. Oh, I don't want to be involved in this.
Oh no, who has whole person?
um, do I? I thought I did. It was something I was looking at. If I don't,
Let's say the real question is does Yennefer just leave Zine in his hair?
yes. As long as you're not pooping on me or being annoying, you may stay.
But keep in mind, you only have about an hour and a half of time on that.
Yeah, for right now. Ordinarily, it's 5 hours. But...
Oh my god, I have command and suggestions, so we're bathing the fuck out of this goblin.
No.
No.
I'll say once we get into like the bathing room, how big is this room?
It's a bathhouse, so it's gonna be
bathhouse.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty big. It's like so the way that it's designed is it has like large stepping stones on the outside, and then the inside is actually like an inset pool that water can be drained and cleaned. So it's like it's only like 3, maybe 3.5 feet deep.
Okay.
So you can sit in it, but it's warmed underneath through some means
Alrighty.
that you're not sure of.
The owl will just sort of like around in Yen's hair until he gets free, and then just flutter out of Yen's hair, hover just above the water of the pool, and switch back into Zine.
All right.
Land in the water.
Yay! Party bonding via bath time. Sweet.
Totally not the
Always
first time we've
wanted
done
to mimic this episode of Critical Role.
Not my intent.
Zine is just like so relaxed because he's in super warm water.
Callista is leaving the crown on. She's going to pull her dirty dress off, but leave the illusion of the dress on. And like she pulls it out, and this it's the really nice dress too, and it is covered in mud, and she's just gonna let it drop.
Nice.
Nice.
But I just have this headcanon of Zine has got all of his like gear off and like off to the side. He's sort of like alligator floating around in the water.
I love it.
That's fucking great.
The water in this pool is warm, but while it is not fetid, you can tell that it is not the cleanest water. It will work for what you're doing, mostly.
Gil's just gonna wash his feet.
Callisto's going to look to Grimly and be like, "Would you like to get in the water?"
No. He shakes his head. No.
Hell no.
Zine's head just like peeks over the water, looks at Grimly.
No. No. No.
She is going to slip into the water, and then, are you sure?
No.
It's nice and warm.
No.
It feels wonderful. And he goes back to alligatoring around in the water.
Grimly's not one for. He loves water, but he's not one for baths. He knows the concept of cleaning, and he's not for it. Sorry.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Arnath probably isn't gonna get in either, so it'll be him and Grimly chilling.
Oh hell no! I'm gonna command
Dirty
you
boys.
Dirty boys.
I'm already flouncing around. I don't give a fuck. I mean, come on. I'm just being unfair. So I'm in the water.
Actually.
Being dramatic.
Cap, high or low?
Low.
What's happening?
She dunks under the water, and in the process of trying to get the mud out of her hair, she knocks the crown off.
You watch Zine and Grimly as a beautiful circlet made of thin hammered silver and gold leaves that have been beautifully designed. Doesn't really float, but you can watch as it kind of sinks, catches a little bit of the light, and tinkers, and then comes to rest at the bottom of the pool. Where Callista was.
Oh. Isn't that Callista's?
Yep.
Oh.
There is no more elf in the water.
That's what happens when you take a bath, Grimly.
Water demons! Just like putting like water demons!
Race.
Now! Well, now he's never taking a bath. It's like you watch Jaws once.
Yeah, and you're never going in the pool or into the ocean again.
Oh no.
Emerging from the water is, would you like to give a description, please?
Is a silvered hair tiefling. I pull up my description because I actually have this written out. An average-sized tiefling with horns that go straight out from her head and follow the curve of her skull to the crown and then reach out another 3 inches past her hair. Silver eyes that match the color of her hair, and the skin of the color of a not quite ripe raspberry. So it is pink, very pink. And instead of, she has, where the white of the eye would normally be, it's black, silver pupils, and then gold irises.
Would Zine be floating by as she comes back out of the water?
Possibly.
At this point?
Possibly. So for those of you at home, a tiefling is not that big deal. They are all over campaigns. Matter of fact, everybody's favorite beloved voice actors, there's a couple of them that were in their campaign. There's at least one now. However, Kyreth is a bit different. Currently waging far from this land is a rift in the ground, and there's a war that has been going on a long time, centuries. With that, demons are pouring forth from this rift. Tieflings do not get the same love and affection as they do in other locations. Here, they are seen as
water demons.
Like drow. They're just seen immediately as suspicion is immediately raised. They are chased out. There is a xenophobia about the entire of the race. So much so that they seclude themselves from the rest of the world in small groups. Seeing one out traveling on its own is truly a sight, and is either taken as a portent of great evil because it must be a very powerful demon in tiefling form, or very respectable to shed the fears that you have to wander the lands on your own. It's kind of hard to see. So far, Callista has been pretty lucky, in the few meetings that she's had have been with some very open-minded individuals. With that in mind, tailor Grimly and Zine's reaction based off of the fact that tieflings in this world are not hated. Well, yeah, they're kind of feared and hated. There's a stigma about them.
Okay, let's say as Zine was floating by, notices her come out as a tiefling, he'll stop, flip around, and sit, just facing her, like dead on.
She's gonna look at him like, why are you staring at me like that? Before she realizes her hands are pink. And then she is diving into the water to go find that crown.
He's gonna try to stop her.
I guess I have to
touching
intervene.
the ladies.
What is his plan to stop her? How is stopping?
Just he's gonna try to just keep her from diving into the water, just to keep her up. He wants to talk to her.
Under the arms, it's the
pretty much.
She's naked.
All right.
You're not supposed to touch her.
He's a lizard. He don't care.
Consent. Consent.
She's a naked woman. Leave her alone.
Instantly blows up.
Right. It'd be amusing if like that circle was like on one of his horns, just on top of his head. He just kind of like got hooked there as he was floating by.
It's on one of his spines.
Yeah.
Give me a. Actually, I want to pose dexterity checks to see who's faster in this particular case.
Oh no.
Oh, it's just straight dexterity. You have disadvantage on your.
You can do
response.
it. You can do it. Oh.
22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22. 22
This is probably gonna go for. Yeah.
You didn't do it.
You didn't do it.
You have disadvantage though, Eric. So roll again.
On
Two.
Does that count on ability checks too?
It's an ability. I'm having you do
Okay,
a
that's
dexterity check.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
you did it!
You did it.
As you go to dive, you watch as one of the scaled hands of the lizard shoots out to grab you. You barely roll your shoulder and dive kind of back into the water, searching for the crown frantically. You avoided being captured for a moment. I would like for you to give me an investigation check, and as the water has become murky with mud and people, and it was already kind of, I would like you to do this so with a disadvantage.
Can I make that check as well if I notice this circlet come off?
Well, you saw the circlet kind of come off and drop, but yeah, you can give me a check. Same thing. You
Also
already have disadvantage, so
Yeah. Toggle.
yes.
Nope.
Both of you scramble in the water trying to find it, hands planting down. At one point in time, your own hands kind of like one on top of the other, pull back and try to continue searching, but neither one of you find it. Again.
Okay. Amusement time because shenanigans. Nope.
Callista.
Jesus.
Arneth is like
Oof.
rolling up his pants legs so he can
hiking him up.
get into the water.
Really
The water.
I don't know what's happening, but can I control water to get the water out of the pool?
You absolutely.
My
Maybe.
God.
Maybe.
butt
It
ass
does have a
naked.
limit on how much water you can control.
Oh Jesus, that's a big spell. Oh.
That's okay.
Choose a cube up 100 feet on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I just don't know what's
guess I'll
happening. I just
cover
raised the
myself
water.
then.
Sorry.
You're good. You just lift all of the water out of the.
I don't know what's happening. I can't see anything. I'm just like, what's
That's
going
really
on,
gonna
guys?
hurt when you drop it back down.
Nah, it like falls like raindrops.
I don't know if I catch everybody, but
Does it fall like raindrops? He's lifting it up in a solid chunk. It's gonna hurt.
It's like having. It's like being at one of the water parks where it has the bucket that fills up and then.
Mm.
It's like that. It just dumps on you. It's not gonna hurt because it's not very high. You raise it. All of a sudden, all of you realize that the cool evening air is on your bare skin or scales. As you realize that there is no water in the pool, and you're only affecting the water unless you want them to be
Nope.
caught up with it.
no, just the water.
I'm going to allow it so that you can. Whew, all of the water is immediately lifted above you. You all look up to see. It's sitting there filthy above you. There on the pool, in the bottom of this shallow pool, you see the crown.
How
Well,
close is it to whom?
It's
Yeah.
closer to Callista.
Okay.
I'm immediately diving for this crown.
Oh, please don't dive. Oh,
No, like
Jeez.
I just
Rock
I
rug.
I don't want Zine getting a hold of it first because one, I need to put this thing back on because I am naked, and two,
me too, bitch. The
it's
fuck?
mine.
Yeah. For I mean everybody in the pool is currently le bouffe. All right, so
I'm just standing there, just like.
it's
Must be nice to be a
Monday.
lizard person.
Tuesday, whatever. You dive for the crown. You grab it up quickly and place it once upon your head again, concentrating for a moment, and you are back to being your elven form, dressed and everything. Unless you wanted to do a different form.
Please drop the water.
Not fully dressed, but like she's at least covered.
Drop the
In
water?
her elf form.
Drop the water.
Like, all at once?
Back into the pool.
Does anybody want to
Um,
get out before I just let it go?
I'll just kind of crab walk away a little.
I will have backed up a little bit at this point.
You sure?
Zion's just gonna chill there.
Like crab walking.
Zion's just gonna chill there. He's just watching Callista.
I'll let it go, but I'll let it go gently. Kind of. Just like a wave pool.
I guess.
Wow.
And then I'll go.
Technically, you wouldn't be able to lift the water, but basically what you did was made it go. And parted it on either side.
There we go.
Yeah, you can't lift it off of the ground.
Oh, I
You
hope
just
nobody's
made
in
it
the
go.
middle.
And you just everybody was because you basically made 2 sheets of water up on either side of this thing that are reaching like to the
Let
ceiling.
my people go.
Yeah, pretty much, Moses.
Well.
I'll just...
Never bathing with you guys again. This is stupid.
All right.
I'm gonna go stomping into the water and put myself between Callista and Shine. You made me get in the pool for this.
Plan successful.
It wasn't intentional. I'm sorry.
And just so you know, it doesn't like crash back down. It kind of like slowly fills the trench back up until it's back to normal.
How tall is Arnav?
6'4" or 6'5"?
6'4".
Okay, because one of you is 6'4" and the other one's 6'5".
Yeah, I'm
Zion's just gonna walk up like right in front of Arneth, and because he's about 8 feet tall, he's just gonna look over Arneth's head down at Callista.
Wow.
Oh, I'm still between you, so it's fine. You can look, just no more touching.
Callista is just gonna wade her way over to where Gillet was sitting and then just sit down in front of him.
All right.
Just to be
Towel?
a fucking troll, can I just like dunk Arneth?
He's gonna jump up and like try to dunk him in the 3.5 feet of water that's there.
Yeah, I love giving people concussions.
I'd say if Yenfir does this, she's getting a high five from Zion as they both go down.
Just imagine you're doing like a backstabber from like a WWE wrestling move. You jump up, grab by the shoulders, fall to your back, and like bring your knees up into his back.
I am going to resist.
I mean, it's 3.5 feet of water. You can try to dunk him, but I mean, you're talking about he's standing up at his full height, so the water's like
fucking tall people.
Push him over
to his waist. you're gonna shove him. He's gonna go. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
I'm just gonna
Stop
force him
moving.
to have
tackle him.
a half bath.
You can scoop water and throw it at him.
Sludge at this point.
Stifling me. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna do
Dunking
that.
is funner.
I mean, you can.
You want to be dunked?
Definitely
I'll slam dunk you.
try.
I'll fucking dunk
Yeah.
you like Michael Jordan.
Try it.
You will
fucking
try.
Dunks
Okay.
basketballs, dude.
I love this.
I'm
What do I
gonna
have to
need
do?
a grapple check, which is gonna be your athletics or strength if you don't have athletics. Opposed by Arneth's either athletics
say
or acrobatics.
Is Yenfir going to be going by Zion as this happens?
Probably not. Probably behind him.
Yeah.
Probably behind.
Probably gonna be like
Will
behind him.
Yenfir be within touch range?
yes.
Guidance. As you go by.
I'm gonna actually call on that one because you don't know what he's planning.
True. Okay.
You just see him walking up, so you're not sure what he's doing. You wouldn't have a reason to go guidance.
Fair enough. That'd be funny though.
I
would be.
appreciate it. I
Divine
appreciate
guidance
this.
for dunking power.
If he would have whispered ahead of time, "Watch this, I'm gonna dunk him," I'd have let you have given him guidance. But he just kind of walked up, tries to grab Yenfir around the like reverse choke and drag him into the water. What you see though is Yenfir, the nimble, lithe elf, leap, wrap an arm around, and try to like reverse choke into a throw, and he's just hanging there around Arneth. Arneth's like,
The fuck are you doing?
it's just Yenfir's arm. Arneth's like,
So while this
Just come with
shenanigan is
me.
happening,
Don't leave me like this.
he's just going to
Tapping out
turn.
now, baby. Tapping out.
He's just going to
Take your
turn
arm off my throat.
and walk back over to Callista, just like as
Okay.
if none of this phased him.
God damn it. No
Just
fun at
leave
all.
two-
Like,
two
okay, you fucking
adorable dorks
dumbasses.
just hanging on to one another.
He's intent on his mission right now.
There's a naked elf hanging off of a clothed half-orc.
Meh, seems normal.
I'll say there's a naked lizard man walking
With
around. So
this party, with this party, that
That's
is
normal.
absolutely normal. Let's be honest.
It's a Monday.
It's a Monday.
Callista's just gonna look up at him and kind of
He's gonna crouch down.
She's
just
really
love how-
just like
How terrifying
As
that
far
has to be.
back as she can get and just kind of like puts both hands on Gillet's calves like help.
Are you trying to homer into the bush, but instead it's Gillet? Just trying
Just merge into
but he's,
Gillet.
but he's solid orc, so he's solid half orc, so you can't really just disappear into him. You're just
They
like
become. Oh no! They've become a single being, a monk that throws fireballs. What
This
has
would
science done?
This would not be the first time that she is hidden behind Gillet or Arnev. Because she did it with Archie too.
it's her normal tactic.
Yeah, just very large, like just buff blue scale lizard man, just crouched down, eye level, just looking at Callista. So this is what you were hiding, chameleon.
Isn't that a tiny lizard?
You hid your form, and you appeared as something else. Chameleons do the same, thus you are named by action.
She changed his color too.
I mean, aren't we all lying about who we really are?
She technically did too. She went from being to pink.
You do realize that my race is not well liked, correct?
Do you know
Have
how
you
lizard
seen
men
him?
think?
Clearly, because I just questioned why the hell you called me a chameleon.
The level of sass on this one.
It is
the level of sass in
difficult.
this conversation is too damn high.
It is difficult for our kind to understand names. We name others by their actions. It is easier for us. But we do not process emotion as you do. To a lizard, you simply are. But we look to the future as well. So what is it you wish to do, and why are you here?
We're here to bathe.
I mean,
He doesn't even respond to Gillet. He just keeps staring directly into Callista's eyes.
Oh, I can kill it.
He's trying to help.
He's doing great, okay?
He's so
She
good.
is stuttering for the first time in months.
Jeez, just leave her alone.
And then I toss Yenfir.
Just yeet him into the water.
The dunker has become the dunked. All right. I accept my death.
May's just gonna keep watching Callista till she answers.
Awkward.
Mm-hmm. From behind you, there's a.
His tail twitches.
Perhaps we can continue this conversation some more comfortable time. Pushes him lightly with one finger.
Just on the
Just like,
snout.
go away. Eve.
He'll stand again and just look down at them both. Mostly looking at Callista still, but... Do you know why I am not with my tribe?
Because you're a dick.
Yes, I have one. Thank you for noticing.
It's a lizard. It's all internal.
Arneth, please knock me out. I don't want to live anymore.
He's right. He
Hold me
does have
under.
one.
Hold me under until I stop digging.
Yeah, honestly, that's what the universe is at right now.
It should go blub, 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 and stop.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he was like, I left because they refused to listen. Too held by their own beliefs. Lizard kind is superior to you scale skins, to you soft skins. You are not born with the same advantages as we are. Not born with armor affixed to your bodies. But even I understand that the threat that sleeps beneath the Forgotten Kingdom is something that we cannot face alone. Which is why I sought out someone who would help me face it. This is why I search for the relics to seal it away. So my question for you, Callista, is this. Are you going to aid in this fight? Or are you a servant of that darkness? And then after he says that, he'll gather his gear and leave.
Wait, he knows about... And then how did... But then...
He was asking the hard-hitting question.
Well, then if... Okay, but... And then Gillet just starts sitting there with his arms crossed, like...
I need to meditate.
Nobody tells me nothing.
Comfort.
It's okay, I never know what's happening either.
And that's why I consistently roll single digits on perception.
Yeah, that's why.
It's explained. Nobody tells Gillet shit.
Real quick, give a shout out. Hey, for everybody who's watching, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
We have like the most viewers that we've had in a very, very long time. If you haven't yet, jump over to our YouTube channel, Dire Bear Adventuring Company. We are just a scant few followers or subscribers away over on YouTube from having our own URL, and as opposed to like this really long, stupid thing. So help us out by jumping over to YouTube real quick. We're also broadcasting live over there, so you can watch either way. But yeah, if you would give us a subscribe over there, I'd really appreciate it. And thank you once again for everybody. If you find it in yourself, we'd love to donate. But your watching and viewing is enough for us. Enjoy the show.
They
Now,
came for the bathhouse.
they came for the bathhouse scene, and they stayed for weird lizard naked thing.
Weird lizard.
I posted a link
Right.
to YouTube.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Chief just linked it in the Twitch chat, so appreciate you guys. All right. So, Gillet, you seem to have questions.
Lean against like the edge of the pool next to Gillet and just look at Grimly.
Arneth is now out of the pool, and he is slowly wringing out his pants. And I guess like the bottom of his shirt.
You wouldn't have to do that if you took your clothes off first. Just saying.
No time. Stop trying to get me naked.
No.
Ian Fear can't help it. Remember where he comes from.
Excuse me?
Oh,
fighting words. Hold my earrings.
Am I gonna have to separate the water again? Just
But
asking.
Ian Fear, isn't it true though?
Excuse me? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say?
I'm not trying to say anything. It's just.
Huh?
It makes sense.
Huh? What's that? That's what I thought. And I'll leave.
Okay.
Just
Yes.
small cloths on, outfit and arms, just leaving.
I flounce. I don't leave. I flounce.
Heel toe, heel toe.
Grimly. Please. Can we at least wash your armor off? There are certain social rules that we need to follow while we're in the town. One of them is not being liberally covered in mud.
Grimly, I got in the water, so you can too.
And Arneth didn't turn into anything weird.
You can keep the mud for later.
It's just like he just starts scraping the mud into his bag.
Oh my god.
Oh my.
What are you doing? Spell components.
Yeah, spell components. Spell components. That's what it is.
Oh my god. Grimly starts doing like cure wounds, and he just like reaches in, grabs like handfuls of mud, and just slaps it on people's like faces and shit.
I gotta write something down really quick.
When it goes away, you're healed, but like a day later, the wound is a little infected.
I'm not. Listen.
Good
I
grief.
feel so good. You look a little jaundiced. A little sepsis there.
Maybe it's because you hit me with mud.
He doesn't even touch anymore. He just grabs them and fucking whips it at people.
Touch attack.
She's also
Still
gonna
smells
grab her
like Tag.
dress, and she's just gonna pull it into the water to try and get most of the mud out.
It was a little scale mail shirt, so yeah, that's okay.
Spend the rest of the evening trying to clean up as best you can.
Do we manage to get Grimly into the water?
It's up to V.
Honestly, once he's in the water, he's like calm. It's like weird calm. Doesn't move, just floats. He loves water. He loves water, but he doesn't like the idea of baths. So
that's such an odd.
He's like clean, but
I
water.
don't want
Water?
soap involved.
I don't know that. I mean, I know some dogs that are like that.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right.
Most dogs are like that. They like the water, but they don't like baths. So.
Dogs. Sorry, Grimly's a dog now. It's your pet.
You finally retire for the night. Your bones and body's a bit sore and stiff still from all the walking, the traversing, and everything else like that.
I have to hang up my clothes.
Yeah, hang them out to dry.
Yeah. The dress is hung up like on the windowsill.
There's not much in the way of fare for food at the tavern. Mostly what you find are each of you gets served a few dried potatoes and a very thin gravy, more water than gravy. The pot roast is dry and stringy.
Disgusting.
So it's perfectly fine design. Grimly enjoys it too.
Cap, would I be able to, just based on what we have for rations and stuff, make something better?
I mean, it's rations, it's dried meats.
We do have a lot of rock still.
Tack. You do have a lot of rock meat on you.
Rock meat.
rock meat.
Yep.
I mean, fair.
So using that and what they have in the kitchen, you could probably try to make something.
Okay.
Rations are usually, though, like dried meats, tack, which is just a very, very bland cracker.
Yeah, but it could also include something like pemmican, which is the berries with fat.
It's true. Mixed in with packed meat like bison or something. That's such a tasty thing.
Yeah. But we've got like fresh rock meat, and then we just heat the pemmican up, and then we've got like grease and stuff.
Fresh is a
relative term, but we have rock meat.
Sure. All right.
So, and you
yes,
said
you were
that
able to
Arneth was
spend-
going to help, Chief?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, together you guys can whip up something that's a bit more filling than the few dried potatoes and stringy roast that they have. As a matter of fact, you watch as the only people other than you guys are the owners, and they kind of watch as you're eating and tucking in, and they kind of point to it for a second, and they're like, "Can we? You mind if we?"
I'm fine with it. I don't mind sharing.
They sit down and they are delicate about the portions that they take, and they eat quietly and seem to be very. They're not picking it apart, but they're savoring each bite. As the meal comes to a close, they offer you your room for free for the meal.
Yeah.
It's not much going on this evening, anyways. As you rest for the night, it is dreamless sleep. You sleep hard. You wake the next morning, you're rested, in so much as your bodies have gained rest, your one level of exhaustion is gone. So you're now down to just disadvantage.
Yeah. Which theoretically, if Grimly slaps me upside the head with another restoration, that'll be true.
A lesser restoration would do it, yeah.
I don't think I have less.
If you make your way, lesser restoration, do it as well.
I don't have lesser. I only have greater. Surprisingly.
Okay.
Me myself.
I know somebody who does if they're willing to spend the slot on it.
I am, but it's Arnav.
Is Arnett? I don't think
It's up.
Maybe not.
It's up to you.
Okay, so we need to figure out what's going on with this field of crops. Did you get any sort of other information, Fun, when this thing was in your head?
That's a good question. Did I? No.
Nope, you felt like a plant being trampled under the earth.
I told you to meet him behind the Denny's.
Stop it, you.
Never stop, Chief. Never.
Okay. He will share the feeling that he got from the plants, though, when he revived them long enough to get a feel for what was going on.
What was that feeling? Sorry, remind me.
Of being reaped by scythes, of being burned, of being trampled underfoot, of being just like the land being put to plow and torch, and not in a good nurturing way, but like akin to dying 1,000 deaths.
Like it was being blighted.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Not happy good times. Not at all.
Yeah.
Oh no. Well, perhaps we should check out some of the local farms today. Perhaps some that are abandoned, which would be a perfect hold-up place for somebody who is making sure that happens.
It's as good a place to start as any.
That it is. Just don't ask me to speak with any more plants today.
Noted.
Fair.
Okay.
And then I'll slap him with lesser restoration.
Okay. Fair enough.
It's like one of those like looks.
All right. You head outside of the town, or of the tavern located there. There.
Oh.
Looking around today, you hear the wind is picked up a bit. It's howling. It's a hollow, dead wind, full of like a mixture of like lukewarm air It would be comfortable in other settings, but today it just makes your skin kind of crawl. As you are looking around, you notice that there are a lot of dead bushes about.
So
Maybe you just didn't see them prior to, but it seems to be lots of dead shrubbery and bushes and things. You can see strangling a few trees, a couple of what appear to be clumps of vines that seem to be twisted around some of the trunks. They seem to have life about them. The bushes, the shrubs, all seem dead.
Can I dig at one of the roots of one of the bushes, just to see if there's something besides
Oh, the
dead
bushes?
roots? Yeah, whatever ones are dead.
Sure, you can definitely try. Give me, let's see. Would be horticulture, trying to dig it up. Give me a wisdom check. Wisdom.
That works for me.
No, it works for you.
It really works.
As you go to dig at one of the plants, you notice that it starts to twitch and it soon moves. You're able to nimbly dodge out of the way as a branch swings down to try to hit you. And what's even more odd is that not only is it a branch, but it seems to have digits, like a hand. You realize,
I feel so attacked right now. Shit.
You looking around, you see that several of these shrubs have started to move. Giving a quick glance, you can see that there are about 20 of them that have sprung to life and have started making their way towards the party.
Listen, I didn't mean it. Grimly starts yelling.
It's not your fault, Grimly. It's okay.
God damn it.
Gillet's gonna take out some of the matches he's saved to light his incense. All right.
Don't come any closer. Grimly's like running to whoever's closest. He's like, shit.
I can be closest.
Perfect.
It's nice son.
Just like instant.
All right, let me get this battlefield laid out for you guys here.
Listen, I wasn't trying to start a fight. I just.
And before we drive ourselves into combat, we are going to take a short break. About 10 minutes. We're going to be back at 40 after, or 20 till, however you want to count that. So don't go away too long. We'll be back. We're just going to go refreshing our drinks. We're going to go ahead and take little potty breaks, and we'll be back. Guys, stick with us here. Come back and watch the rest of the show. I would like to thank everybody who is in the chat with us right now in Twitch. Give us a shout out, say hi, where you're from. We do respond as we are active in the chat as well. A lot of the people you see talking, well, that's us.
It's us.
Go ahead and pop over to YouTube and make sure you give us a subscribe over there, please. We'd really appreciate it. And again, like I said, give us about 10 minutes, and then we're going to be right back. Said some of us need to refresh and drinks, think about our life choices, wonder what brought us here.
Yeah,
totally. But we'll be back. We're back here in just a few moments. Thanks, guys. We appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Snake.
The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
I'm on my own, broken alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost in
You
And
fucking
welcome back on that note.
I'm sorry. What did I miss?
Wow.
Ah, fuck.
I
These
feel like
guys.
I missed something. What?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, we
Alright.
It's
a little
okay, I'll
bit.
spill the tea in your DMs.
Yes, please. I'll take it.
Or the wine.
Cap, are we
Yes.
moving maps or are we using this?
Oh no, we're moving. We're staying right where we are.
Charming, darling. I'm
Wait.
sure.
We had a rest, right?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, we did.
I
Is
need to
everybody
reset
on
myself.
the map? Let's see. One,
bless.
two, three.
I am very glad both of my exhaustion points are gone.
Yen Fear.
Me fear. I'm
your
not on the
ass isn't
map.
on the map.
I'm just fashionably late. Just give me a second.
As always.
As always. I'm a bard, okay? I'm living my life.
Oof. Okay. Hang on a second. The map is about to get really, really busy.
Interesting.
Hey, remember that necklace we have? We should use it.
Uh-huh. Maybe.
My necklace?
Nani?
As I put the last of my preparations down here.
What? Whoa.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Can I do this in on Moss?
Maybe.
See how this shows up. Ba-boom.
Listen, if I knew
Oh,
tickling some plants' roots was gonna get all of them upset, I wouldn't have done it.
Good grief.
Listen, just a slight mistake on my part.
And you know what I need? Initiatives.
Okay.
I just looked at the
Oh
map.
my! That's a lot of them.
I like Chief.
Can we talk about this?
Listen, I tickled one root. I didn't realize they were all mentally attached.
I tickled one root.
I'm
You
sorry.
tickled their jimmies.
I didn't.
You tickled the wrong root, bitch.
Listen, shit. I'm sorry.
Hashtag tickle roots.
Good.
Listen, I know I didn't take the nature domain, but
This is happening in the middle of town.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So let me lay this out for you.
Fun
You
times.
go over to investigate this route. As you do so, the shrub comes to life, and all of the other dead shrubs that seem to be in the area start to shake and move. At that time, you watch as humanoid figures step from the distance, and it takes you a moment to realize that they are not humans. They look like twisted fir trees, or like the boughs of pine needles or pine trees that have been twisted together to form a humanoid shape. They bristle like porcupines with sharp needles all over their body, thorns, needles from conifer trees, and other things. On top of that, the writhing mass of vines choking out some of the trees in this area coalesce together to form a writhing humanoid mass of vines, as it seems as though something took offense and wants to put an end to our ragtag group of individuals.
Right. So in other words, we're facing Trejan.
You are facing blights.
Wow.
What? I saw it on Twitch. I was like, this is good. I have to say it now.
Thank you. Thank you.
Steve's a pun master.
Yep.
I'm with Grumpy.
Yeah.
Steve, I love you, but when we meet IRL, I'm going to choke you.
Okay.
Just so you're aware.
Are you gonna buy him dinner first?
Maybe.
I mean, maybe he's in there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's still common
I
courtesy.
think that's why she was asking about the dinner.
Nah, I'd be more important about asking his wife if it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
That's the big one.
Alright.
Alright then. Jack. my
Oh, that's
love,
good.
The love of my life.
We're missing two
What?
initiatives.
Oh,
Would you like to
okay.
roll initiative, please?
Fuck nah.
I forgot to roll initiative.
I go when I feel like going. Oh.
Hey, bitch.
Which
Paris,
would be dead last.
My initiatives.
Oh, that's not as good.
Yeah.
He crit on a 19? Nani?
Negative
I'm
one.
moving,
Ah.
I'm moving 3 of these out of the way.
Wait a minute. Isn't there that jack of all trades thing where I get something initiative?
Jack, if you've got the Jack of all trades box checked off in the settings on your character sheet,
Uh-huh.
it will already have added it to your initiative.
Yep,
That's
Arneth,
disgusting. Okay.
the trees are alive. Sound of mallet.
With the sound of murder.
So what you're saying is I've been rolling like critically shitty, and my sheet has been making up for that this whole time.
No. Maybe.
All right. I want a good
Yes.
clean fight. I want everybody to use any abilities that they have. Make sure that you decimate your enemies. Otherwise, I will below.
All right.
No hitting below the belt unless they don't have a belt. Then you can hit them wherever the hell you want to. Let's go. Arnett, you're up first.
Keep it green, people.
Yeah.
Fucking Steve, stop immediately. Do it, baby.
I don't know.
There are a lot. There are 20 of
Oh.
the twig dead bush looking things.
You got 20
Yeah.
arrows you can fire at the same time.
At the once, just
Just at one. Yeah.
I believe they call it a volley.
I thought that was a machine gun.
Listen, don't question me.
repeating
Start
crossbow.
throwing arrows.
Just takes them and throws them.
Yeah.
Like a handful of them at a time.
Just to whip them. It's fine.
Just
All right.
whip 'em as
Oh,
hard
good,
as you
brilliant.
can.
I guess I'll do Hunter's Mark on that one.
Okay.
And shoot at it with my bow.
Okay. Roll once. Give me damage on that one. That is a success. Which one was it? Target it.
This one.
Okay. Awesome. I need to go back to that map layer. The reason that I asked you is because that
Oh.
arrow burst it and shatters it into pieces. You have another arrow you can slide around and try to fire at something else.
Then I'll put Hunter's Mark on this one.
I
Switch
think
it
it's a
over.
bonus action to move it.
Mm.
So it's a bonus action to cast it, bonus action to move it. I would probably tell you right now, let the spell fall. Most of these things you're watching as they fly apart in one hit.
Okay.
The extra damage you don't think you need, really.
Okay. Oof. Oof.
A 1 is a 1. As you fire the arrow, this time it seems to find the spot in the twisted, gnarled branches that just passes right through it. You hear it go brrrr into the post behind it in that building. The mayor's office, you watch as Barden sticks his head out, immediately just slams the door.
Yeah, don't do that.
Is that your attacks?
See?
Okay. Kalista. In the words of Pitbull, fireball.
Fireball! Actually,
Yeah.
here's what I'd like to do, Cap.
Mm-hmm.
We have a necklace of fireballs.
I mean,
Oh
yes.
no, we do, don't we?
And I want to take 4 of them off,
Oh, shit.
split it into 2, and throw them both out on either side.
Hold on.
Let's just decimate this
We-
entire fucking town.
But,
like,
Honey, please think about this.
This town is just rocked by the sound of explosions.
yeah.
Like,
oh my god.
That's a little bit overkill too.
Yeah,
I
a
also
little.
need to look at something real quick.
Ooh.
I don't think
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Weston
wait.
knows what
He's like, how
overkill
many
is.
NPCs did you kill in the
Yeah.
fucking...
I mean, considering 13 damage just killed one of these things, so
You can use an action to detach a bead and throw it up to 60
Hmm.
feet away.
Ah.
Okay, well, you...
Take one off and save it for later until you get 4.
However,
Yeah, but it'd be a full action. It's not worth it.
you can hurl multiple beads or even the whole necklace as one action. So you can do that. So you want to throw 2 beads
Yeah, but it
in
would take
either
me-
direction.
It would take me way too much time to do it because I need to take 4 beads off and be useless for 4 rounds of combat while doing it.
No, let me read that to you again. So that way we have a clear understanding. You can hurl multiple beads or even the whole necklace as one action. You basically snatch 4 of them off. You can't direct which way they're going to go. You can hurl 4 of them in one direction if you want to do so. Or you can hurl 1 in one direction and then on the next turn, chuck it another direction, so forth and so on.
Okay. Let me edit what I'm doing then. I'm going to hurl 2 to my right this turn, and I'll hurl 2 to my left on the next.
So you're hurling 2 over here?
Yep.
All right. Drop me a spot where you want it to land.
Right here. Right centered on this guy.
Oof. Okay. You said right here on this dude right there?
Fucking see ya. They don't need their houses, do they?
I'm going to need my template. Hang on just one second.
They aren't required.
We are looking for explosion, fire, and that's not 20 foot. I need bigger than that.
Steve, cease and desist.
I really can't. Wow, that was a nice little animation. I like that.
Thanks. There's another one that I've got. All right. $20. You're gonna catch that building, but you're gonna catch those guys. Definitely that guy.
Most of the people are gone
That
in this
guy.
town, right?
There's a lot of people gone, yeah.
Oh, good.
Houses too.
I hope they don't. I hope they're not deciding to come back after their nice
All right.
vacation away from
So
us.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a group roll for each one of the types. Okay. You have 3 types in there. So the twig blights are. What's your damage on that roll? Give me a 3. Let's see. You rolled 2 of them in there.
Yep. So to be
It's 1 spell level higher for each bead, so it'd be a 4th level fireball.
so it's a 96.
Yep. So go ahead and roll. No. Yes.
96. Spell DC is 15 off the necklace.
Okay. So here we go. For the twig blights, how much damage was that?
37.
All of them are dead because they wouldn't even at half damage. They're
Even
all.
if they pass, they're done.
Yeah. So boop. Boop.
Get wrecked.
Boop.
Rollin would be proud.
Boop.
He would be proud.
Boop. Half damage for these guys would still be, what, 18? So even if they succeed, they're all dead too. Now, these last 2 guys. Oof. One is blown to smithereens, and the other one succeeds, taking 18 points of damage. You hurl the beads down the right side, and as they land with an impact, the cacophonous sound that racks the entire neighborhood sends glass shattering. You watch as structural damage takes place to some of the buildings, blasting their outer walls with the fire from the fireball spell. As the explosion dissipates and smoke starts to wave, you can see burnt and charred sticks and brush. And you see one of the vine creatures is dead. The other one still clings to the tree. Is that your turn?
She's then going to use 2 sorcery points
Okay.
to cast Ray of Frost at the last one standing. And I'm going to use Tides of Chaos to give myself advantage.
Okay.
I didn't need it, but
Yep,
Tides
that
of
hits.
Chaos.
Give me damage. He takes his 1 point of damage.
Wow.
Right.
Hold on. What level are you? You're 10th level, right? Your Ray of Frost isn't configured properly.
it doesn't have at higher levels. It's a cantrip.
It does have at higher levels. At 5th level, it should be rocking out more damage.
Hang on.
Ooh.
It's like 2D.
2d8.
No, hang on. Let me
2d8,
double check because I think I pulled Ray of Frost from the compendium.
Some of the spells in the compendium are wrong, I've noticed.
Some of them set themselves up wrong.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Some of them set themselves up wrong.
Oh, it increases by Why one at levels 5 and 11? Why does this?
Because it doesn't. Because it's not like a regular thing where you can cast it at a higher level, and then it calculates the damage for you. Since it doesn't, since it's not a level spell, you actually have to adjust that.
Okay. Well, let's have it adjusted.
Give me another 1d8
There's
worth
your
of
new
damage. All right. Oh, that'll work too. Okay, so 12. That does him in. You hear the sound of his body freezing, and then there's just a as he shatters, falling away to nothingness. It is the Vine's turn. Really, the one with the slowest movement is the one that gets to go first. Screw. He moves his full movement of 10 feet. And he is going to try to attack you. Why did it close that out? Anyways. 10.
No.
Yeah, I figured as much. Let's see. This one is going to go 5. Let's see. 10, and you are 5. You are just out of reach. This one is going to count 5, 10 right here. And that is their turn. Gillet.
Well, I've been thinking about it. And I think that I'm just going to start going on a rampage. So first this one.
Okay. Hit.
Which you get advantage because you're flanking with Yinfair.
Oh. Well. There. Now this one.
Okay. Hits. You're not at advantage on that one, but it still hits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now this one.
This one here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's...
That will hit. Nope. 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 Undo. That does not take him out in one hit.
Ooh. Well, he's still just flailing madly, so he's going to go with this one on the next one.
Okay. Hits. That kills that one. All right. Is that your turn, sir?
That one will be my turn.
All right. It is now the Vine Blight's turn. Nope. The Twig Blights. And the Twig Blights have a movement of just slightly above shitty. 10 feet is 10 feet, though, so. Down there. 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 5, 10, 10, 5, 10. I'm actually going to have this one move there. He moved. Actually, this one wouldn't have moved past your threat range. Sorry. He would have moved there. So, any more? Nope, that's all of my... Cool. Okay. Starting with Gillet to attack you with Claws of Furious Vengeance.
No.
I said Claws of Furious Vengeance.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
You take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
You're like, it's like being slapped by a really sharp branch. Just.
Ow! What?
Yenfear.
Neefear.
Claws of Furious Vengeance. 14.
Nah.
Okay. So 2 missing you.
Let me just double check that, but I'm like positive. Oh. Did you roll
What is
14?
your AC?
14 will.
Okay, the 14
Did
does
you
hit.
get the? Did you remember the bonus for the cloak you have?
No, I didn't.
So your AC is a
Never
15.
mind.
Callista, 2 of them attacking you.
Okay.
18 and 15. Another 18 hits, right? Oh, boom! Never mind. What's your AC now?
No.
20?
Oh wait, no shit. The 18's still gonna hit me, but the 15 won't.
Okay.
Because my AC only goes up to 17.
Okay. All right. You take 2 piercing damage.
Oh no.
Ow.
That
just sounds like a
Grimly,
Sunday afternoon. Yes. I want
you're
to.
being attacked by 3.
Of course. To hit me.
Actually, one's going to attack. Actually, I take it back. Arneth, a 20 to hit you.
See?
You take 5 piercing damage. Now, Grimly. Both miss, I believe. 18?
You muted.
I am muted. You're right. Don't at me like this. No, because of the cloak, my AC goes up to 19.
All right. Good to know. So that one's gone. It's gone. And now, time to beat up on the lizard folk. They have advantage. Because they're across from each other.
Oh.
A 14 doesn't hit you, and the other one, no.
All right.
No. Way to go, you bunch of failures.
All you trees are fired.
Oh,
Ha, get it? Because we're gonna set them on fire.
I have
Grimly, God, have mercy. It's your turn.
I have
please.
no
Just
fire
end this.
spells. I have no fire spells, but
No, you have Thunder Wave.
I do also have something that can target everybody within a 20-foot circle of me. So I don't even need to move. Also,
Do
it's
Channel Divinity.
No, it's Destructive Wave, but it's also for every creature that I choose. It also doesn't state how many I'm allowed to choose and how many I'm not. So I can choose all the trees around us, but not my party members. I'm gonna guess. This is why I'm bringing it up.
Cool.
That's okay.
Each creature you choose must pass a Constitution save or take 5d6 thunder damage.
And 5d6 radiant damage.
And,
So I'm.
And be knocked prone.
No,
Ooh.
Oh, thunder damage. You're going with the radiant damage. Okay.
Well, Pessa, take 5d6 thunder damage and.
Yeah. Well, you
No.
have the choice between radiant or necrotic.
Okay, so
Something's
hear
not
me out
right.
on this. Hear me out on this.
Okay.
It's a 30-foot radius. So
Oh,
go
it is a
30
30 foot.
feet out. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was 20. I don't read right. Listen, I have tiny goblin eyes.
Okay, so back that up one. So that one.
That'll hit him.
Can you catch that vine around? Well, you can't see that one.
No. Well, it
No,
would
actually,
actually
yeah.
just go out too, right? Can I?
Mhm.
Do I reach these guys? Yeah, I reach him, and I do reach him. The only ones I don't reach are like,
The ones just past
Like-
Gillet.
yeah. So like just this group here, basically.
Yeah. All right. Everything in that needs to make a Constitution saving throw. I need you to go ahead and give me your damage. So roll just for S's and G's since they're not resistant to either one. Just go ahead and give me, and they're not vulnerable to either of those types. Just go ahead and give me 10d6. You monster. Okay.
My spell DC is a 17.
V.
What?
Did you see
Oh,
the DMs?
Constitution save. I'm an idiot.
Well,
No, I didn't see
Constitution save, but do you see your DMs? Check your DMs.
Even it saves, it's gonna kill that guy.
Yeah.
It's going to kill that guy, that guy, that dude, that dude, that dude, that dude, that dude, that dude, that dude. So your area is clear now. That guy's dead.
Good job, Grimly.
Half the time he's just like, okay. Clap damage. I really hope.
You have to remember that you have to be able to line it.
Line of
while
sight.
it is your choose, you don't know he's there.
Yeah, which
so
is
you wouldn't be able to
completely
choose him.
understandable. Yeah.
But you are going to get to blast this dude into little bitty bits in pieces. This one is outside of your range. This one is outside of your range. All right, half damage for those that make it. All right, Vine Blights. Con save. 17, you said? Okay. So these two are going to take half damage. So he is going to take a lot of love.
Wait, why are they taking half damage?
Do they have advantage?
On a success, if...
They take half damage, but my DC is a 17.
Oh, you're right. Derp. And no, my brain just kicked it over for some reason. Sorry. I apologize. They're wiped out. As you stomp your little tiny goblin foot and throw mud in the air, it kind of like globules for a second, and then there's just this... and everything is just shattered and thrown into pieces. The wood is splintered into just almost indistinguishable debris, and it's just blown to bits. There's not even it's like sawdust floating down slowly on the air as every single one of them around you just gets decimated. Is that your turn, you monster?
Yeah.
All right.
That's good, I think.
Excellent. Yeah, to say that was pretty good. All right. Your turn there, big guy.
Now I need to rethink what I was going to do. Thanks for that.
When all of them moved up, I was just like, this is good.
I got this.
I just start smiling.
No kidding.
I can help.
I just want Grimly's divine word on that to be go boom. Just boom.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
The monk has evasion. Go for it.
I can take it.
Sure.
Isn't
No,
that I
but
also thought the same thing.
What could go wrong?
What could
exactly.
possibly go wrong?
Okay.
The
Well.
one time Quintrell grabs Rollin by the shoulders.
Okay. Well, Zion's going to.
Roland takes it as permission for the next 8 encounters.
You told me to do it.
Well. Darn it. My brain just like short circuited for a second here.
Those are monsters. You want to kill them.
Yeah. I get that.
Go.
But
and you're not a vegetarian.
No, I'm not. Let's turn.
Are they omnivores? Someone get on it. Are lizard folk omnivores?
No.
Maybe.
Ask Alexa.
Okay, you know what?
She's not
what
in this room with me.
God
what
damn
it's
it.
gonna do is second level spell. He's going to drop a flaming sphere right here.
Okay.
Some lizards are omnivores.
Thank you.
And he's going to move over here. And as a bonus action, he's going to tell the sphere to smack into the Vine Blight.
Okay. So it's going to smack into this one right here.
Uh-huh.
All right. Is it an attack roll? It's an attack roll using your spell attack modifier, if I'm not mistaken.
Must make a saving throw against the spear's damage.
Oh, cool. That's against your spell DC.
Yeah, so it'd be 16.
Dexterity?
I guess it
I
doesn't.
would assume.
The dexterity saving throw, yes. So it
Yeah,
fails.
fail. It takes 5 damage.
I don't know if I need. I need to roll it again, I think, or no, it gets Sphere's damage. Okay, so yeah, still 5 damage.
Okay. All right, and is that your turn?
Yep, that'll be my turn.
All right, Ian, Fear.
Me fear.
Oh.
Can you
Is that a cat?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard cat.
Sorry.
V was giving me shade because I wasn't.
I heard
wasn't on
Kitty. I'm
cam.
sorry.
He's my baby boy. Okay. How many of these guys are left? Okay, Kitty, give it a rest.
He found out that he can make the space bar go down if he presses it, and he's been doing that a lot lately.
Oh, fantastic.
Particularly while I'm playing games, which is even better.
Yeah, that would do it.
Okay, enough. Okay, I am going to.
Jesus.
He's
Realizing-
the sweetest.
I just realized the needle blights don't go until a 2. I'm like, ooh, it's gross.
I want to kill them all like right away, but I don't know if I can.
You can try. I think you can come pretty darn close though.
Kitty, fucking chill. Jesus, he's just like a wiggly worm. Okay, I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame.
Mm-hmm. Which is not a fire spell, just so you know.
Yes. On this guy.
Okay.
That does make me
So I
think,
need to
though,
give
are they vulnerable to fire?
You give me a dexterity save.
I fail a dexterity save.
Yeah, you do. So you take 1.
Nope. Roll that dice. Okay, I take 4 points of damage.
That's fucking lame. Okay.
No, wait. Oh, that's right. It's a cantrip off of your cleric abilities, and
Yeah, I'm not
Right
high
on.
enough cleric level to make it
Yeah.
worth it. Well, whatever. I guess I'll
Not
just
yet.
inspire somebody. Yes. I guess I'll just inspire somebody. Who should I
you
inspire?
should definitely inspire somebody.
All right. It's a trend now. Gillet, are you ready?
Are you ready, bitch? Punch the damn wooden faces off.
I will be sufficiently energized.
I feel it in my bones.
I have the power.
Okay.
Needle blight. Starting in the far left, they are going to make an attack. Gillet. 21 to hit you.
Ah, yeah.
Disgusting.
8 piercing damage.
All right.
Next one. Nine.
Nope.
Next one. That'll hit.
Why do you keep critting? Stop.
16. Why do I keep I've only critted twice.
Stop.
You wiped out all of my dudes in like 2 moves.
Just quit it.
16 piercing damage.
All right.
That was 1, 2, 3. Okay. The one next to you cannot use his needles because he is in melee, so he's going to claw you. 15 does not hit him. Hit you. This one moves. They have 30 feet of movement. Yeah, they actually have regular good old movement. Well, somebody did not move 2 of these guys to the proper layer.
Well, spank my behind.
Oh.
They were outside of your destructive force, though.
Yeah, no, that I figured, but I'm just like, oh, more boys. Okay.
Like, one of them was barely. Yeah, both of these guys were just like,
Just
yeah,
out.
they're
And like I
just-
can't see him,
you
so
can't see him. So, but the other two were like just outside of it.
Hmm.
All right.
they just saw their friends die directly in front of them, and they're like, "Oh, okay."
Hmm.
This guy here, and putting him in perfect range for another fireball. Needles, needle, at Callista.
Needle, needle, needle.
19.
That'll hit.
9 piercing damage. 17 misses though, right?
Yep, because shield is still active.
What does that make your AC?
17, so it hits.
Okay. 7 piercing damage.
Do you have mage armor?
All right. That is their move.
That being said,
Arnith.
These needle blights here.
Over by the vine blight?
Yeah, they have to make dex saves.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and close my twig blights because I don't think I have a single twig blight left alive, do I?
You have one, like right here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'll come back to it if I need to.
One sole survivor.
Also, are these things vulnerable to fire by chance?
3. The needle blights are not.
Okay. Fair enough.
Well, especially that one.
So, okay.
2 of them succeed. This one and this one.
The one that rolled a 6 takes another 5 fire damage.
All right, cool. So we're going to make it this guy out of the back end. All right, cool. Arnith. Arnith, can you hear me?
It's me, Yenfear.
Are our Rocky Talkies working?
Oh, good grief. That is my new favorite phrase.
I know, I love it.
I love Rocky Talkies.
Have we used those yet? I don't think we have.
No, because you couldn't use them on a plane.
Oh, right.
Hit. Which one are you hitting?
This one.
Give me damage on that first attack. Okay, give me damage on the second attack.
Okay.
He did.
Nice.
You didn't do quite enough on the first one to kill him.
Yeah.
You draw back and fire, and the first one finds perch as it kind of like lurches forward. You just quickly draw and fire the second one. Its head is down trying to pull this arrow, and it just goes and sticks right in the top of his head. He doesn't even get a chance to do this before he just crumbles down into pieces of wood. Got him. All right.
Got him.
Is that your turn?
That's all I'm gonna do, yeah.
All right, cool. Callista.
What do we got left? 2, 3,
All these
5,
guys over there.
6. Okay. Oh, right, and 2 down there. Well, we're gonna continue with my plan. I'm gonna snatch 2 more off. And fucking hurl them.
Yeet those into the crowd.
Fucking just yeeting that shit.
Over here, I take it on the far side.
Far enough away so you don't nuke us in the process.
Honestly.
I'm centering it
'Cause
here
Okay.
because it'll hit.
I believe at this point you're throwing a
hit
level 7 and a
everybody.
level 8 fireball.
No, it's
It will no.
it's
It's per bead.
per bead, yeah. Not cumulative. So,
Okay. I thought like with every fireball that came off, the next ones go up 1 spell level.
if you're throwing them together.
Disgusting.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, I got you.
So it doesn't hit Gillet.
Yep, just barely misses him.
Kaboom!
It's like I do this on a regular basis or something.
It's like you kaboom things all the time.
God damn.
That 19 actually saves.
Yeah.
But he's already taken damage.
Bye. Bye, Vine. Oh,
Just you feel the heat of the explosion as it blows up, and there's just like you're sprayed with debris from these twigs. It's just like having somebody chuck hamster cage shreddings at you.
Oh, you seem chipper.
Stop it.
Stop
And then,
it.
then I'm spending 2 sorcery points to cast Magic Missile
Okay.
at 4th level
Okay.
Oh, okay.
to split between the last 2 because they fucking hit me.
So what I'm hearing is don't attack the
Don't attack
Calista
the
anymore.
sorcerer? Oh,
No.
No.
No. What I heard was make sure the sorcerer goes down first. That's what I heard.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
Alright, give me some damage there.
You got it.
There's a wonderful 4th level spell called Blight that does like a monkey amount of necrotic damage.
I had that spell. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Do you
So
want
that
it
would
to
be
be
half on half.
Disgusting.
okay? So we've got 23 points of damage. Just split it between them.
Yep.
Okay.
But that guy
Is
wishes
this necessary?
As
Yep.
the last of them fall.
Oh, and because
Callista's always so dramatic.
Did you used Ben Luck, not
no, I used Tides of Chaos. I did not use Ben Luck that entire
I want you
fight.
to roll anyway.
Do it, I'm the boss.
No, you don't roll.
I was about to say, if you had rolled a 1 and you rolled the thing,
Oh,
which is like a
you're
fireball.
21.
My
21.
magic surge is set up, so it rolls both of them.
Yeah, no, I just forgot about that. Okay.
Oh god. No, my PHB is upstairs.
I've got the table pulled right here.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Is that a 21?
Yes, sir.
Or do you want my roll?
Uh-oh.
I have to look this up now.
Take his.
See, I'm curious. I have to look this up now. Just because I can.
You know what,
There's-
Cap?
there's wild
Go
magic.
with your roll.
Okay. I rolled a 13. You
Shit.
cast confusion centered on yourself.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Confusion.
Well, wait. 10
Each
feet
creature,
centered on me?
each creature in a 10-foot radius around you. So that is a 10-foot radius.
That's everybody but Gillet.
Gillet.
Wow, how nice of you to protect your boyfriend. Okay.
Wow.
I need all of you. I need all of you to give me a wisdom saving throw based on Callista's DC.
Oh
Okay.
God.
Well, Chief makes it.
I
Grimly
forgot
makes it.
my fucking
Grimly
name.
makes it.
I don't even know.
Eric
I thought
and
was
V
it.
do not. Or Eric and Jack do not.
Well,
I would like for both of you to roll a 1d10, please.
Well, this should be
no.
good.
I'm so scared.
You and me both. Jeez.
This reminds me
Jack.
of the first fight.
Nothing
Yeah.
happens.
Oh, thank God.
Uh-oh.
You can move and act normally. And so can you, Eric.
Wow. We got lucky.
Yeah.
The spell, however, does not require concentration and does last for 1 minute. I'm not going to make you roll for the next 1 minute of roll every 6 seconds, but what I will have you do is roll for me, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for me. Hold on, let me take a look at something because
I'm sweaty. I'm scared.
Actually, I do want you to. I want you to roll for me. Go ahead and roll for me.
What am I
1d10
rolling?
again. 1d10 again.
All right.
Nothing happens. Roll again.
You know what? This is going a lot better than our first fight with Grimly.
Yeah. Jesus
Jesus.
Christ.
You can still move normally and act normally. Again for me.
Oh my.
We're counting down.
Finally.
Oh no.
You make a melee attack against a random creature within reach of you.
No! Arneth, I'm so sorry!
Attack Arneth!
Ah! Okay, what do I attack with?
Your melee attack, like your rapier.
Oh no.
Doesn't hit. You
Oh,
watch
thank God.
as wild eyes face you underneath this mop of red curls, and suddenly the rapier brandished in his hand strikes out at you. Doesn't pierce your armor as you quickly dodge out of the way, but he looks absolutely terrified and confused and just lost.
Physically, it doesn't hit, but emotionally.
Emotionally, right. Right.
It's fatal.
Right.
Oh man.
But why?
Why would you do
Not like this.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't believe you've done this. Wow.
I trusted you.
Do I see this? Are you gonna?
Can I just like grapple him?
Can I?
Sure.
Greater
is
restoration fix it, right?
Can I even? I can't even. Can I even do anything? I mean, I'm.
Roll again.
Oh, okay.
Can I?
Hold on. You don't move or take any action. You're just standing there, stunned. Grimly, if you would like to take an action, yes, you may.
I will. Greater restoration. I will just like dodge.
Greater restoration, just immediately.
Just like grab.
Your ass ain't confused no mo.
Oh my gosh.
Because greater restoration is great. All right. However,
I'm still looking hurt.
we're not out of the woods.
Eric.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. That
Roll
was my
1d10
last.
for me, please.
That was my last 5th level. I can't use greater restoration again.
You don't.
How many rolls do you gonna make? I can just roll them all at once, real quick. If you
I'm
want me
going
to.
to have you roll 10.
10.
Because that's a minute.
Okay.
But just kind of roll them one at a time so I can.
Fair enough.
Because you do not move or take any action. You all watch as he stands stock still like he's not sure what to do. Roll again. Still standing stock, still looking around, confusion on his face. Again. Hey, look at that. You randomly attack someone within reach. If no one is within reach, you do nothing. No one, luckily for you, is within reach. Because you don't have a 10-foot reach on you, do you?
No, I do not.
All right, bugbear, monkey arms. All right, go ahead and roll again. You do nothing. Again. You do nothing. Again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Again, that's nothing. I'm waiting to see if you hit. All right, you can roll. You can move normally on your. And with that, we're gonna call it.
So he's going back there.
He's like moving out of the way. I don't know what's going on, guys, but I'm not in control of myself. I'm so utterly confused.
Yeah.
All right, the spell finally fades.
I've
and you
lost
come to
control
your
of
own
all bodily
senses.
functions.
Arneth is looking at me like heartbroken. What did I do? What happened?
Like
What did I
sad
do
puppy
this time?
eyes.
You too. All right. The door to the mayor's office cracks open, and you watch as Mayor Wainwright looks out and looks back around. Are they all dead then?
Yep.
Yep, I think so.
Also, I'm gonna
Seems
scoop
so.
Grimly up and tell him He did a wonderful job.
Great job, sweetie.
Big so
Does anybody know what those might have been? And might be telling them where they came from?
Mean trees.
Mean
weren't-
trees from the woods.
They weren't here yesterday.
Ah,
Cap, are any of the buildings on fire?
No.
Okay.
No. It's like Detcord. It's an explosion. There's charred marks. There's burn, but it doesn't have enough to set ablaze.
Okay.
well, lucky us.
Yep, very much so. Well, I'm telling you, I didn't see them things there yesterday, and yet here they are today. I don't know what to do with this town. I'm loathsome to leave, but we've had not but trouble in these last year or more. Seems like it's only growing worse. I would appreciate your counsel in whatever decisions we might make. So I know that I'm probably not safe enough to make them on my own. And I don't trust my own decision making, as I fear that I would crumble under the people if they asked me to stay. Would you lend your aid in your conversation?
Well, he already knows our nest thoughts. Leave.
Arna says leave. Where would we go? We've no money, really. I mean, we've a bit of money on us, but nothing to really show for it. And put these people up somewhere.
I'm sure you could find work in Lansport. Pretty big city.
Most of them are farmers. Look around. I have a few artisans, of course, that are with me. We could make do anywhere.
Well, that was my one suggestion. I don't know.
I guess you're screwed.
Guess I fucking die.
Guess you're all gonna die here in this town. Good luck. I'm just gonna go.
See you later.
There's farmland surrounding Lansport.
Well, wasn't Vernthal growing as well?
Mm-hmm. There are places you can go. Well, we perhaps attempt to clear out this town.
If they weren't here last night, wouldn't there be some sort of path? Everything leaves tracks, yeah.
I'll start looking for.
Survival check.
I'll help.
Okay.
Can I?
I'll say I'll help and give Arnef guidance.
I was
All
about
right,
to say, I
so
can give
advantage and give guidance.
Y'all calm down. Damn.
Add roll 1d4 and add that to it. You know, as good as that is, they're either covered really well or something else. There are no tracks around.
Could they have just sprouted and fully matured and grown overnight? I don't know trees.
You do know that there is a severe lack of footprints.
Wow.
Is there like a foresty area around here? Or is it just open farmland?
No, it's forest to the south and forest to the west. But yeah, they don't seem to have walked here.
They must have just come from the ground.
Barden says, so your counsel is then we leave this town. Am I hearing you right?
Would be safest.
Then I'd ask your aid one more time. Pay you much in the way of things. Give you whatever I've got that I can afford you. Help me gather what remaining people there are. Let's find ourselves some suitable transportation of some sort. Use your help in letting people know that we're going to be buttoning up the town and moving on. And he looks very sad at the prospect of leaving the home that he's known for. But you can also see that he values your counsel and has taken to heart what you said. Most of the people have, there's a few farmlands that are in the outlying area he took you. Maybe 2 or 3 families that are still there trying their best to just bring something out of the dirt. Most everybody else has retired to some of the houses that are in the town themselves. He says there's probably about 80 people left out of their original, like, close to 300. And so he asks you guys to kind of go, and he himself is going door to door and asking for wagons, carts, anything that they can use for transportation, and asking people to leave the town.
Okay.
Does everybody have any questions? Is there anything in particular they'd like to do while they're doing this? I think everybody here is not really loot the houses while they're all leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See ya. No, I'm good.
All right. It takes you the better part of the day. Most of the people, they nod, they understand. You are offered a total of about 7 carts that are available between everybody. Those are, I should say, 7-wheeled transportation. That's wagons, carts, everything. And of course, there are enough horses to at least 1 to pull, per wagon or cart. They don't load them down very heavily. A lot of them try to take a lot of their possessions. You can tell that this is not going to be like we're buttoning up today and heading out. This is going to take a bit of time with 80 people. Now, granted, some of those are families, but it's still going to take you some time, probably another 2 days. All right. As you go about setting about helping the families, you watch as Barden himself is over in the Artisans Hall, taking a few things for himself, small things. You see him with a like a steamer trunk that he's got his clothing in and things like that. He sets them onto one of the wagons. The only place that you could probably think to check other than the Artisans Guild Hall, it'd probably be the Trade Guild. If anybody would like to maybe look through the Trade Guild.
Guild will check.
All right. There are... Okay. This building is 3 stories. The ground floor has 5... Let's see. Has 4 rooms, not including like a water closet that's built under the staircase. Investigation. The first one is a parlor. The furniture that's left here is just like 1 chair, 1 overstuffed chair. There is a picture above the mantelpiece that is sitting, the mantelpiece over the fireplace. You can give me an investigation check in this room, but pretty much it's pretty bare in here other than that.
Oh, might as well.
Sure. Yep. The only thing you reveal is that the picture itself, the frame is made of nice wood. It might fetch 10 to 15 gold pieces, but you can give it to one of the families to see if they can sell it. The next room is a dining hall. There is a buffet there that is currently closed. The lid of it is closed. It seems to be made out of very nicely finished wood. Give me an investigation check in this room. Okay. The buffet opens to show crystal decanters and glasses, goblets. A very fine set of drinking glasses and decanter. Probably could fetch a fair price of around, I don't know, around 10, maybe another 10 gold piece. The next is the kitchen, and all of the drawers and all of the pantries and the cupboards are thrown open, and it is completely empty. The pantry that is there attached to it is also empty of everything. The larder has been cleaned out. The third room, or the fourth and final room in this downstairs area, appears to be a study. The desk is currently sitting, or I should say, like a meeting, like somebody's office. The desk is currently, all the drawers are opened, and it's got a center drawer, 2 on each side, actually like 3 on each side, 2 deep ones, 1 on each side, and then 2 shallower ones, 2 on each side. All right. Give me an investigation check in this room. All right. Doesn't seem to turn up anything. You move the desk, you look through the chairs, and nothing seems to be of value left in here. All right. Heading to the second floor.
Yep.
This has a game, like it's another type of parlor or entertaining room. There is like an old billiards table sitting in the middle of this room. All of the billiard balls, all of the cues or anything else that they would use are gone. It's just the table. You can see racks where other things were placed in there. There are other tables for entertaining and what have you. There's also a bar built into this area. The shelves are cleared behind it. The glasses, the drinks, everything seems to be missing. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. All right. Behind the bar, as you are kind of looking through things, you can see that it's got taps that are built into kegs. You pull the first tap, nothing comes out of it. It's empty. The hose is cleared. Pull the second tap, it's empty. The hose is cleared. You pull the third tap, and it doesn't go all the way. It kind of sticks. It's like, it doesn't seem to pop all the way forward like the other ones do.
I like to imagine that Arneth is just holding the stuff that they're finding.
Carrying the table.
Gathering everything.
He's got the table. I got this!
Love to see the effort that went through to get that thing up here.
They may have built the building around it. You don't know.
Yeah, Gillet won't know that.
They assembled it up top.
They bought it from IKEA, okay?
Yeah.
It's the Malm.
The Malm.
All right. Yeah, you try to pull that one forward. It doesn't. It seems to be stuck. There's a little give to it, but it doesn't seem to move.
Well, I'll wiggle a little bit and let Arneth take a crack at it.
Okay. You wiggle a little bit more. It doesn't seem to give. Arneth, you watch as Gillet is trying to move this one. It seems to be stuck, like he can't move it forward anymore.
What is it again?
It's like a tap, like a barroom tap. And you pull on it to pour drinks into a glass.
Okay, I'm glad you explained further because I don't understand. I've never been in a bar.
You're a little baby.
You've seen them in movies. They're what they pour beer out of. It's the tap, and it basically sits on top of a keg, and then it applies pressure whenever you pull the handle down. It allows not pressure, but it opens up an airway so it forces the beer out. The 2 of them seem to work, although the hoses are cleared, so there's nothing coming out of them. The third one, he pulls it, and it doesn't seem to go all the way down.
So should we check the hose? Is that what we should do?
He's gonna try and kick the keg.
It's not attached to a keg.
Oh. Well, then, yeah. Let's check the hose.
As you get under there and look, there doesn't seem to be any hoses feeding up to this one. Matter of fact, what's your passive perception?
12.
Okay.
Secret.
Minus 16.
Okay. As a matter of fact, you're looking and you can see the cutouts where these are inserted in. This one doesn't seem to have any places for hoses at all.
Mysteries.
It's a mimic.
Oh, God.
Mimic beer tap.
Whenever you do, don't touch it.
Oh, God. It's
no,
too
they've
late.
already touched the beer tap.
Oh, great. Okay, well.
Anyways,
Oh,
it doesn't seem to have any hose attachment places for this one.
Can
and again,
we
try to pull it, and it just seems to be stuck a little bit.
Can we like remove the tab itself?
I'm gonna push it instead of pull it.
Push it.
Okay. You push it, it's solid in place.
Ah.
Push it real good. Alright, now Gillet just start dancing.
The rest of the show is just Steve dancing.
Wow.
Good grief.
All right. You get the idea that maybe it's stuck.
Alright, I'll grab it and wrench it.
Give me an athletics check.
Use your fucking
Or
muscles, man.
I'll try athletics.
Yeah, you do. You and the handle pulls as you do. There's a kind of a and then the
Don't
bar.
worry, Gillet, you loosened it up for me.
The bar where the mirror and the shelves are, like the mirror has this arch that it's built. That part of it spins, and you can see a room just past this one.
Oh no, it's the sacrificial chamber.
Hello?
It's dark in there. You have dark vision. You both have dark vision, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dimly lit in the room, you watch as someone or something kind of stirs, and it seems to be like it was hiding, and that you've disturbed its hiding place. Hey, Annalise. Do you have your notes from whenever you first started this game? Of course you do. They're in your journal. I know they are.
What am I looking for?
When Barden was left in charge, he had somebody's help. Do you remember the name?
Carter.
No, Carter was the name of the
Carter wasn't. Carter Willis was the name
Carter,
of the
yeah, he was the
He was a blubbering
he was
idiot
the guy
by the
in
end of
charge
it.
of it. He was the guy in charge.
Mm-hmm.
His
Lieutenant
helper was
Boy, some of my notes are completely useless.
I don't think I wrote his name down.
Uh-oh.
Hang on. Hang on.
Jack. Did you write down the name? I don't know why I'm asking. but-
Me?
Ask a silly question.
I have keen mind for a reason.
I need to find a specific notebook. Hang on.
Keen Mind only lasts for so long, though.
A month.
It's details for a month.
Okay.
It's been
You
more than a
win
month.
this
because-
round.
I literally wrote down my mom's name.
You wrote down Rose?
Don't want to forget that.
You wrote down Rose?
Yes. Yeah, no, I don't got it.
Alright.
He's like, you fucking guys.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
He's just like digging for books. Jesus. I one up your Pikachu with a Hawkeye, if I can grab it.
I don't have my old notes.
What note I say to that be? His
I wanna-
cheeks glow.
That's fine.
I don't know if you can see it.
Oh yeah, I see it now. His whole
There we
face
go.
and like part of his arms are glowing. Oh, there.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
He's
Yeah.
he's scary. Don't get me started with Pikachu. I hate Pikachu. I hate Pikachu. He's a
What?
bastard. He's a bastard. Fire me
I
now if you want
actually-
to.
Pikachu thinks you're a bastard. Okay?
I actually have
Pikachu
a-
and Raichu are great.
I have McCree too. Or that's not McCree. What the hell am I saying? The dude from
McCree, the new Pokemon.
Shh, from Fallout. What the hell is his name? I can't remember now.
Man with a gun, A.
Yes, that.
Man with
I
a
have
gun, eh?
so many
Is
figures
that
laying
Vera
around.
in
I
his
could start
hands?
pulling stuff.
Would that be Jane? That's not Jane.
No,
is it?
it's the dude you find in Good Neighbor. In the bar.
Oh god, I've never
I was
played
about to
Good
say the
Neighbor.
guy from no. Oh yeah, it is like a good neighbor State Farm is there.
I don't know. Yep, I don't know if I'm gonna find that tonight.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Enlighten us.
Was
I
it?
mean, me as Callista, I wouldn't know anyway.
Sure. That's okay because you're not there.
McCready, that's the name.
Right.
I knew it was. I knew it was familiar.
All right. In this
I know what his
room,
name is, and I can't.
you see a timid-looking man, human, probably in his late 20s. He seems to be afraid and not of the right mindset. You watch as he's looking at you all in fear, but also like relief that somebody's come along. Are either of you entering the chamber that's behind this little secret?
I would.
Yes.
All right. As you move in, he puts his hands up and shies back, and he says, "Are you one of them? Are you here to end it all? To put me down?"
No. We're adventurers. Here to help.
My name is Preston.
Hi, Preston.
Have we met? Do I know you? I'm watching Maddie nod her head up and down. You have, vaguely recalling this man.
Maybe. Probably. What are you doing in here?
I do not hear his voice calling. Do you not hear his voice summoning them all here? I hid here. And you watch. I would like both of you to give me perception checks, please.
Alright, Gillet. You did it!
You didn't?
No.
1 or 2. The universe has to weigh it out.
I guess.
You watch as you're looking at his features. There is a shimmer in his appearance. And his face, this handsome face, shifts to a blue blank slate for just a second before shifting back to its normal. And he looks at you all in confusion and says, I don't. Is Carter still here? What about the mayor? Are they all right? I don't remember what's happening.
The mayor's fine. More or less.
I hear his voice. He calls to me.
You hear the mayor?
No.
Whose voice?
No. I don't know. It's like a claw in my gut. A persistent buzz that drives me mad. And yet at the same time a calming voice that reaches to the nature of what I am and who calms me and sets me on a path. I fight it. But I don't know for how long.
Would it happen to be Olmatek?
His eyes open wide. You know that name?
I've heard it.
I think that is him. And he cries out in pain. Go! As he tips his head back and his face goes to that blue blank slate. His whole entire body turns to this nondescript blue humanoid form. He looks at you, no mouth, no nose, just eyes wide for a second.
This seems safe.
There's a shift, and he stumbles forward, drops to his knees, and as he covers his head, you watch as his body shifts through a myriad of different people. 1 minute he's Preston, the next minute he's a woman you've never seen, the next minute they become another person, and another, and another, and another. You watch his lives unfold on the canvas of this thing. he returns to the form that you originally saw him in as Preston. And he looks at you. I meant them no harm. I just needed a life of my own. And with this confused creature in a dark room in the upstairs of the Trade Guild, while the team is busy helping to get the last few vestiges of Adelar onto wagons, we're going to call it a night.
Preston, what the fuck did you do?
I would love to thank Maddie and V and Eric and Chief and Steve for all being with me tonight and joining me. And of course, Jack, who isn't on camera, but is with us as always.
Yeah, what the fuck?
I want to thank you all so much for watching. It has been an absolute pleasure to entertain you. Again, my name is Heath. I'm the Dire Bear Adventuring Company owner, and it's only, won't be soon. It's only GM. We are back on Wednesdays from 6 p.m. till 9. Well, not quite 9, but we start at 6 anyways with a game called Brobots Binary Heroes, as we all play. I love to make her do that because her face all screws up.
I love Brobots. Keep it forever.
It's much more of a lighthearted fare than killing hag babies and finding weird creatures and fighting neat robots.
You say
but
that
come
now.
watch us play robots. Come watch us play robots on Wednesdays, as it's a game we're actually building while we play. It's actually I'm writing the rules and fleshing them out and redefining things as we go, and it's very interesting. It's a kind of a very futuristic thing. And if you are local to the Huntsville area and you would like to play with me in a game, on Friday nights we have Adventure Night. It's dinner and an adventure. You come out, you buy your ticket, and you get to run an adventure with me. This week we're doing Pugmire, so come play as a dog. It's a lot of fun. All you need to bring is your imagination, your appetite. We'll provide everything else, including the but that starts at 6 p.m. Please get there early so that way I know what kind of character you'd like to play. And I will be running another big thing on the February the 15th and 16th. And 17th, Ravnica is doing another release for the Alliances for Magic the Gathering, and I will be running the D&D side of things for the Ravnica weekend. And that Saturday night, we're doing a couples escape the adventure kind of thing. Couples are going to be working together to figure out puzzles, to solve clues and questions, and to fight monsters and an attempt to be the first one to make it out alive. And let's see, Con coming in March. I will be at the Huntsville Comic and Culture Expo running not only Dungeons and Dragons, with this season's con game being the Ruination of Waltish Rake, but I will also be running Harnworld as soon as I get all of my material in, which is a very gritty German set game where if you take a wound to the arm, you don't just heal it by sleeping for 8 hours. You have to recover for a while. It's very gritty and realistic. But anyways, I will have everything that. So come and see me there at the gaming area. Other than that, anybody have any cons or anything they have coming? Crickets.
I'm not going.
There's nothing coming up for me until March.
March. Okay, so that's when my con is at, as of March. By the way, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time and seeing the artwork that we have at the beginning, most of that artwork, 98% of it or 99% of it, was done by the wonderful and beautiful Chief, whose hair is always on fleek, and I love it. I'm jealous because mine's this just limp thing here that I've got. But that artwork is done by Chief. Commission our artist. Our artists are fantastic. That includes not only Chief, but Ritual Blush, who is also playing, and that's Jack. We also have cosplay from Maddie as well as artwork. And we have Atlas and Zone, and all of their stuff can be found. We have a Discord channel for those of you who are just finding us for the first time. Please feel free to jump in and chat with us. We are there, and we post artwork and do shenanigans and all sorts of fun things. But if anyone else...
Did we update that link?
Let's find out.
Nope.
No.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you use the link in the panels.
Yeah.
Underneath the stream. as that is the accurate link. We're still working on getting that stuff updated. It's a lot of stuff. We're doing our best.
I do this for the players, so players, as long as we had a fun time,
Always.
that's what matters.
Except
I love
for
you
getting
guys.
Feeble-minded.
You
Oh,
got
that
better.
that won't be the worst thing that
Yeah,
happens
yeah,
to you.
Oh, I know. I know. That means I just get to
Well-
laugh while I watch you all do it too.
Exactly. Well, until next time, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you all with us, and we will see you all Wednesday or next Monday when we're back. In the meantime, take care of yourselves, stay comfortable, stay warm, or stay cool wherever you are in the world. And until then, love you guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye now.
Bye.